What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hot Toys Hotline Live, episode 133. Guys, it is great to be back. We had a couple week hiatus just because of everything going on in life. It happens, and I appreciate you guys hanging in there and hitting us up, giving us some booze, wishing we were on, and giving us crap as you always do for not going live. But it's great to be here, guys. A great, exciting week of stuff. Not only a really awesome announcement, especially for me, because you guys know I'm a big Predator fan, but some really nice Batman releases, and we got an Iron Man released, and we got Ninja Turtles. There's just so much really cool stuff this week, and it's great to be here with you guys. We will have some more panel members joining us very shortly. Starting off the stream, though, of course, we have the legendary Lane Kramer here. Lane, thanks for being here, my friend. Lane, your thing that you wanted to do, the special thing, do we want to wait until some more people pour in, or you want to do it now?
Let's, after we get maybe a topic in or something, first 30 minutes or so, because usually by then probably most people who are going to check in will be in.
Cool, we'll do it then.
Plus, I would rather, I know people are probably very eager because we do have any one of several things that could be the lead here, and probably people would be pumped to hear about it.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
This is especially if we see follow through later this week as well for that other item that's been allegedly might be popping up, in the next couple days, tonight or maybe tomorrow night. Yeah. But yeah, it looks like, guys, if we've been it has been feeling kind of slow a little bit for this time of year. Although it was this way this time, I think last year, or maybe it was more October. It felt really slow last year, and then it picked up. So I do get the feeling that, we were talking backstage, you were like, hey, maybe it's been slow a little bit, but and I'm putting this within reason, we're going to get where maybe the next 2 or 3 weeks we could get, at least 2 releases a week of something, whether it's stuff coming out, not necessarily pre-order stuff. So
yeah.
I think we better get ready. If we were wondering, is this coming anytime soon? I think Howie and the Sledgehammer are coming to say yes.
I was going to say, Lane, you're talking about it's a little slow, and it made me think of a Denzel Washington quote from The Equalizer. He says, when you pay for the rain, you get the mud too. So Next month, Lane, when me personally, I'm going to be getting annihilated with these releases, and you're going to be sitting here with this little smile on your face. We're going to be like, there's the mud that you prayed for, Lane, and it's just all over me. I'm just coated in mud.
Yeah, I know. Well, it can't happen to a nicer guy who shows off stuff when other people are still waiting on theirs.
Unintentionally, Lane didn't have his.
There's unintentionally. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, thanks for being here.
It's great to be with you guys all tonight, though.
Absolutely. We already got a lot of people in the chat. We're going to say what's up to everybody. And like I said, we have a couple of panel members joining us very shortly. We got Big Dog Pound in the house, a channel member and a moderator and an all-around great friend. Thanks for being here, my friend. Woo! I wish Chris was here. He's going to be here very shortly. He's not here ready with his belt yet, so we don't have the ultimate hype yet. I'm sure he'll bust out the Cena spinner belt in honor of Cena's final performance. But thank you for being here, my friend. We got JB in the house. What's up, my dude? Thanks for being here. I appreciate you as always. We got Darth Benevolent, my dude, in the house. I just love seeing that Darth Benevolent, not only we appreciate you for being a channel member, of course, as always, but I just love to see Darth Benevolent going in on Hot Toys. And, it started out as just a little bit of interest, grabbing a couple here and there, and he's just slowly adding more and more. He's sticking to his 1/12 roots, but just adding more 1/6, and I'm happy to be here to enable him. Hopefully, Robert, Kaiju Daddy, continues to enable him, and then we'll get him full 1/6 scale one day, hopefully, right? Thank you for being here, my friend. As always, we appreciate you. Geo in the house, the movie canon, another hotline hottie. Guys, I want to give a big shout out to Geo. I'm sure you guys are aware, this happened a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, our dear friend Field the Burn has passed away, and I just want to give Geo another big shout out for what he did for him. And it was just such a beautiful thing they did over on his channel, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Something I didn't mention, I did post it in the community section on my YouTube channel. We do have a Field to Burn emoji now. Because he was a big supporter of the channel, and he was a great friend to all of you and myself. So in a small way, it's not nearly enough to honor him, but we do have a Field to Burn emoji. in the chat for the channel members, and it will be there until the end of time. So forever a Hotline hottie. And Gio, once again, dude, thanks for doing all that. You did such a great job, and we really appreciate it. But thanks for being here, my friend. We got Travis in the house. What's up, my dude, Travis? Thanks for being here as always. And as always, Travis, thanks for the kind words, dude. You're always saying the nicest things to me, and I appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for being here. We got Christian Crosshair Cooper in the house. I know Christian's got that predator bug, dude. He's got that predator bug. And, you know, I've been saying this to people. The amount of people that reached out to me about getting predator figures and asking me questions about, like, what's the best predator figure to get is just so amazing to me. And this movie has just generated so much hype and is garnering new fans and people becoming more interested in the Predator lore and picking up figures and collectibles. So I think it's so cool. And I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for this for a long time. And now I've got a lot more people to talk about Predator stuff with. So it's really cool to me. But thank you for being here, my friend. We got my dude, Pedro Lopez, in the chat. Pedro Lopez, of course, dropping that hashtag Hotline confirm. Thanks for being here, bro. Shout out to Valk. I know Valk just won a figure. I think he won the Sidious, Darth Sidious over on Steve's channel, Figures and Phantom. So congrats. Couldn't have happened to a better dude. Valk's my dude, a Hotline hottie and a moderator, and one of the best guys around. So congrats, Valk. I'm very jealous, but very happy for you in the same time. I never win anything from Steve. It's all rigged. Let's see. We got Erman in the house. What's up, Erman? Erman says, shout out all the way from Malaysia. Brothers, thank you for being here, dude. I don't know what time it is for you. I know the time zones are probably drastically different, but thank you so much for making the time to be with us tonight. I appreciate that, and I hope you're doing well. We got Doc Bat in the house. What's up, my dude? Plenty of Batman this week, Doc Bat. I think we're a little spoiled this week with Batman, but never enough Batman, right? There's always room for more. What's up, my buddy Brick in the house? Big shout out to my dude Brick, as always. Brick says, got my Donnie. Yes, we are going to talk about Donatello later in the stream. I know a lot of people are very, very hyped for those, so I can't wait to hear everybody's thoughts, see who's picking them up, and I'll share my thoughts on it. I know a lot of people have asked me if I'm getting it. We'll see. And yes, Jason, you are slowly tumbling down the rabbit hole, and that's what we want to see. And then eventually one day your 1/12 scale collection will be like this, and your 1/6 scale collection will be like this, and that's the ultimate goal.
That is why HGH does this, is so that he can have other people be down the rabbit hole with him, so he feels better about his collection and all the spaces taken.
I mean, Lane's not wrong. And Lane was just telling me he was considering a $4,000 statue. And I'm like, there you go, Lane. That makes up for like 10 Hot Toys that I've bought.
Yeah, exactly. So we're on, so if you try and be sanctimonious, I can just go, you can give me the finger wag of shame.
Yep, I'll hit you with the T1000.
Yeah.
Hot Toys collector in the house from Singapore. I'd love to see all these people around the world. That's so awesome. Thank you for being here and making the time to hang out with us tonight. We got Bailey in the house. What's up, Bailey? Bailey, I know you're excited. You know, it's funny. I was setting up for the stream, and I completely forgot to put in the description that we were talking about the Mark 42 because I forgot that was this week because there was just so much other stuff that grabbed my attention. I know Bailey got the Mark 42 and is very excited about it, and I'm very excited for you because I know you've been wanting that for a while. So congrats on that, and thanks for being here, as always. We got Ryan in the house. What's up, my dude? Dropping the popcorn emoji. When do we get the 1/6 Jabba? Yeah, I mean, we had our chance, dude, with that Sideshow statue, and then they reissued it and made it like $200-something more, $250 more. So I think we all kind of missed out on that one who waited. I kind of wish I grabbed it, but what are you going to do? You can't get everything, right? No, they haven't. They probably know that I sold most of my Iron Mans off. That's probably why they haven't approached me about Iron Man figures. What's up, Uncarded Reviews? Yes, the Midnight Collector rides again. And see, you know, we also have Ryan here to enable you, Jason, so it's not just me. It's not just me. We got Payton23, another Hotline hottie and a channel member in the house. What's up, moderator, excuse me. Thanks for being here, as always, bro. I appreciate you. And FBJ, great to see you, FBJ. That's my dude. Always great to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. FBJ, did you back the 1/12 scale Batwing? Because I know you do a lot of the 1/6 scale stuff. By the way, quick news for that, for those of you guys who are interested in it. Yoast has lowered the goal to only 1,500 from originally 3,000 and has extended it to, I believe, December 1st. So it's at over 1,000 right now. So they're like 400-something units to get to goal. So if you wanted it, it might actually get funded now. But yeah, that's going to wrap up our introductions. Thanks for everybody for being here. Like I said, we'll have some panel members joining us. It's funny. I wanted to talk about this figure, and then before we even got started, and this is a Dean Knight's video, by the way, because I was just going through all the videos that were up, and I was like, oh, let's check out Dean Knight's video. So shout out to Dean Knight for doing this video. This is our Frank Miller Batman from The Dark Knight Returns, and for me personally, this is one that I always wanted a figure of because, you know, I love the fact that Zack Snyder drew so much inspiration from the Frank Miller Batman for his version of Batman, obviously Ben Affleck.
And that, especially the suit, especially the
right,
suit.
exactly. The suit, the bulkiness of it, the overall shape and how he looks, and the cowl. And also, I really like the animated BVS featuring Frank Miller's Batman and how that all played out. And that's like tremendous. If you guys haven't watched it, you really have to check it out. But this is a really cool figure. And I was surprised, and I don't want to spoil Lane's thoughts on it, but Lane had a kind of an opposite opinion to me. This is a very unique look and a unique take on Batman. You could argue that some of these mouth plates with these visible teeth look a little bit creepy. But I love it, dude. I love that like bulk monster. I love the weathering, and I wanted to watch it on video because the weathering really shows on video, and you could see the stains all over the suit, and you could tell like this Batman's been through some shit. He's not like your run-of-the-mill Batman. He's not like, you know, Pattinson who just barely stepped out in the suit, you know. He's been hardened for sure. And I think it looks great. I love the shape of the cowl. I think the mouth plates look awesome. I want to see like a shot without the cape in front of the suit. The stand, I could care less about. That stand is like the Justice League stand, and they've used it for multiple different Iron Mans. I hate this stand. It's way too tall. It's gigantic. Not a fan of the stand, so that's just going to get tossed to the side. But yeah, this figure looks really cool, man. I mean, this is one that when I saw it, there we go. That's what I want to see. And Lane, like I said, you can see here in this shot, under this lighting, you could see like the realistic looking like staining on the outfit.
Yeah.
He's so bulky. I think the only thing, Lane, that I will agree with, it looks a little odd on this figure, and it's not necessarily inaccurate, but just in figure form, it looks a little weird, is how small the hands look. They kind of like taper down.
Yeah, because everything about him, especially the Miller artwork, was monstrous. Like the body proportions, and considering he's supposed to be like late 50s or something, early, almost 60. But yeah. It was weird sometimes because in some panels his hand would look huge, like practically I'm going to crush her, like it's big enough to crush somebody's head. And other times they'd be super tiny next to the rest of the body. So right. I think it's just trying to transfer Frank Miller's, especially in figure format, even maybe more than where, you know, if you're able to sculpting and it's in one pose,
yeah,
and you can. You know, you have to be a little bit more settled on the perspective. But with figure format, you can't make the hands necessarily as huge, you know, using as huge as maybe some other like panels would have been or something like that you're using for this. I love how tiny the ears are, though. Everything else is monstrous in this figure, except for the ears are tiny.
Yeah, it's so like abnormally proportioned. I love the eyes too, with those just like pure white eyes. It just
I actually
really
like
cool.
I like the switch outs for the different facial expressions on this one.
Yeah,
I think now obviously $255 for a figure is a lot, but
it's a great price though, right?
But for where we're at these days with, and even if you compare for $255 for this guy, where there are some 1/12 figures, like I'm not saying it's like your average one, but there are deluxe and certain figures that are approaching $150, $200 sometimes for, you know, some of the higher end, even 1/12 or something that are in this, you know, Godzilla figures, things like that are as much as this, you know.
Yeah, this is a very fair price, and obviously, like, this is going to be one of those figures, like, that body's going to be heavy. And this message, by the way, what's up, Adam, Hotline Hottie? What's up, my dude? Adam says, what's up, Hotline Hotties? Can't wait for the Dark Knight Batman and Batman Returns figures. This last quote reminded me of you, Lane. What you gonna do when Batmania runs wild on you?
Yeah,
that is Lane, that's where you come in, Lane. That's where you come in right there. But I agree. Like, this does have abnormal proportions, but that's what I love about it.
But that's what makes it kind of unique. It's not your average movie bat. For this, like, because even if you just take it even like out, like you were talking with the Batflick, we just had a couple months, not that long ago, the 2.0 of the Bat Flick, BVS suit, which is the very big, bulky looking suit, not even including the armors coming. The armor version is probably going to be coming soon. So with this release, yes, this one is a lot less expensive than those versions if you were trying to get a big, bulky Batman. But they had to do something to help because, the suit itself is pretty simple. So it's not even like you have a cool, like you would have, say, with the Arkham series Batmans with the armor and that armored look and stuff where you have something to make it look unique, like super unique. Yeah. This one, they had to do the proportions, different things with the suit kind of like that to help it stand out. Where if you're just a generic, you're just a regular Batman fan, then you would look at this as a separate thing where you wouldn't just be looking, well, the Batflick one is like almost exactly is very similar to this style of suit. So why wouldn't I just look for that instead of this like where it's something unique?
What I love about this lane too.
I love the belt.
That like wash that it has on it.
Yeah, it really makes it look really worn and everything and stuff. Where we'll look later where it's like the polar opposite of how the yellows and everything look on the Keaton Batman, where that is the most cleanest banana yellow thing you've almost ever seen in your entire life.
Right. Yeah, and then what I like about this is this looks very posable. That cloth on the suit looks really, really movable, and I really like that about it. I want to say what's up to 1/6 lovers of the Yautja. I know me and 1/6 lovers have been just Predator crazy. I mean, I've always been into the Predator stuff, but
you've been able to be officially Predator crazy in the last year.
But all we're doing is just sharing stuff about Predators and stuff on Instagram. Love these boots, by the way.
Yeah,
they continue it, and shout out to the Corn Sweat Superman has this same style of boot where it's posable through, and I just love it. Absolutely love it. It's like the best of both worlds.
You think seeing this one, because this is one I actually considered, for a while I was running into issues because I was trying to find a Batman I could put onto my
Bat Cycle.
That I still have Flash Bat Cycle.
This will be a cool one on there.
This one I think could work on there because
he's very posable. He's very
posable. That's one of the things. That also that looks like it could be a version
how realistic that looks.
Yeah. He feels like a figure for how big and bulky and crazy looking he looks. Because that thing looks like basically a tank as a motorcycle. Right. That feels like something he would drive. That he could be driving like out of the Bat tank. That thing would launch and take off on or something.
Yeah, I agree. Moose, thank you so much. By the way, Moose. Moose picked up 2 of these. By the way, 23 months as a Hotline hottie. Thank you, my friend. Moose says Miller's Dark Knight started my collecting journey in '86. So Moose, obviously this is a very special one for you, so I don't blame you for getting 2. And this is a really sick figure. And this is exactly, by the way, what's up, Indiana Bones? Yeah. This is the exact thought that I had. I'm like, that's how I'm going to display mine. I want to have him next to the Killing Joke Joker. Killing Joke Joker has to be in that iconic pose with the camera. That's what I'm going to do with mine for sure. And yeah, Doc Bat, when you see how Dean Knight has it in this video on this base here, like that's what it should have come with. That base, and I get it. This is like Lane pointed out, this is a very inexpensive figure for what it is. I think it's very fairly priced, and it should be. You're not using the likeness of an actor, so it shouldn't be priced to the likeness of an actor. You know what I mean? Because they're not paying nearly as much. So I love the pricing. But this is going to look really cool with that.
You can put this, guys. If any of you have the '89 Batman Deluxe with the gargoyle diorama, this guy could go with that.
Yeah, that's very true.
If you're looking for that kind of thing, if you're not using the, this Batman is very unhinged.
I mean, look at that maniacal smile. I want to see a shot of him with that creepy mouth plate because that's what we want to see. Oh, dude, look how I haven't seen this video. That is some very nice.
You good luck. Good. You can never with most like trooper figures or blasters. You can never get. I don't know. You were usually going. How did they get it up into that pose without breaking the figure?
Yeah, that is very good. Like I said, that cloth just looked very posable to me. That's excellent. That's really good. I mean, I love that he has the sniper, but the most I would probably do is have it kind of hanging over his shoulder.
Yeah, I would have him using a bat. Using a battle ray. Like, I mean, this feels, oh, that's cool. Yeah. I like that.
Imagine you could have like like an ecosystem in your house in the display. Like it's fully sealed off. You just have the water dripping down on just this figure. Lane just
God,
looking
man,
at me
that
like,
figure
"Dude,
would
shut
be like destroyed in a day.
up."
But they did for not a like I don't think it was super anticipated figure. They could have. This feels like a figure they could have half-assed,
Yeah.
honestly. But
Well,
it looks
like an afterthought, and the box is so cool
yeah.
too. Love the box.
Well, the one thing I think we can agree, the boxing they're doing for the comic-based figures, whether it's been Marvel or DC, all of them so far. You just got the Venom one, the Doctor Doom one, this one. The packaging and everything has been fabulous for all of these figures.
So cool. And to be fair, like,
and even maybe the Iron Man, like the
Hono packaging, like it's not quite on the level of this and the Venom that you mentioned, and then the comic Spider-Man as well. That packaging was beautiful. I can't stop looking at this. I just cannot believe that you can get the arm this high on this figure. I haven't heard
crazy.
Dean's thoughts on it. I imagine he's probably pretty impressed by this figure, just based on the poses he's able to get in. Because like, you're not seeing like an incredible amount of tension in the fabric there either. That's like super, super impressive. I want to see the other mouth plate with the creepy little teeth.
Yeah. I would not probably put it in that pose for a super long time. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
And the cape seems now. Do you think this is one? I don't know. It looks like the cape's attached to the entire cowl, so it may not be possible. But because Jackson
under the cowl, it looks like
I think because the only thing is obviously maybe other than the eternal battle for Batman against crime is the eternal battle against Hot Toys capes for Batman.
Look, Lane, don't get me started. I will say, I hate wired capes. This looks better to me than the cape that's on that Batman Returns figure. I hate that fucking cape.
Yeah, boy, you were already you were carrying on about that even like just as soon as
I saw it, I'm like, you motherfuckers. I hate and this is nothing against
that's why you
people
like
who
the
prefer
deluxe
wired capes. I just yes.
They gave both options.
Thank you, Stealth Veteran. And by the way, what's up, Tijuana Mike, Hotline Honey? Thanks for being here, bro. Right here. Thank you, Stealth Veteran, because I have not watched any videos on this. Mm-hmm. So, yes, with that being said, it sounds like Jackson Zoo will probably do a drape cape. And you know where I'm going to be when he does it? Because I love drape capes for my Batmans. Yep, I'm going to be clicking it really fast. That's me. And I'm so happy that I upgraded my Jackson Zoo cape to his version 2, because now I just have the version 1 laying around, which is still a very good cape. It's not even that old. And I have that laying around now for my 92 because I hate that fucking cape, dude. I hate that cape.
Yeah, we're in different kind of positions on the cape.
Well, so I got my, the Corn Sweat Superman has a wired cape, and when I opened that thing up, I was on the phone with Collecting Madness, and all I could say was like, dude, I hate this cape. I just kept saying it over again, and I truly love the figure. It's not perfect, but I do love that Hot Toys Corn Sweat, and I'm sure I'm gonna love the in-art one even more, but. That cape, I hate it. I'm just a drape cape guy. That's all it is, right? Come on, I'm just a drape cape guy. What are you mad about? Let me see what Yomo says here. By the way, what's up, Yomo? I can't tell if he's actually like in here or not. Let's see if because I saw a little. Guys, I've been hiding a little surprise from you. But when the Dark Knight returns, the Dark Mike returns. And Mike and I were just chatting the other day. And, of course, because Mike hasn't been on stream, it doesn't mean we haven't been chatting. And Mike and I were talking about Predator and Frankenstein 2025. And Mike's like, dude, I'm going to try to make it on next week. We gotta have some fun. We got to catch up. And I was super, super happy. Even if Mike couldn't feel my emotion through the messages we were having, I was super excited. And I even told Chris, I'm like, dude, Mike's coming on next week. I hope he's able to make it.
Mike was just like, your sadness is illuminated.
Yeah, had he not showed up, I would have cried after I got off stream. It's not a big deal, but Mike, thanks for being here, dude. It's great to have you on, especially during, we got a week with a lot of really cool stuff. We got Deck and Thea. We've got 2 Batman figure releases. I don't recall if you picked up this Frank Miller Batman or not, but okay, well, maybe Mike heard me, maybe he didn't, but we'll catch up with Mike when he comes back. But Yomo said, sorry, I didn't mean to pull your message off Yomo. Yomo says, what are you going to do when the Hotline Hottie Knights and the Lane Cramiacs run? The Lane Cramiacs is insane. Lane, don't forget that one. You have to be the one to remember that, the Cramiacs. By the way, what's up, Yomo, a Hotline Hottie, a moderator, and the GOAT himself. Thanks for being here, my friend.
God, look how big he is. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
in comparison even to the BVS 2.0.
I mean, he is huge.
But I'd love to see them next to each other and see that inspiration too. That's really cool.
No, that was really good, like photography and stuff, having them next to, because obviously that's what a lot of Batman fans, because here you can almost see more of the inspiration here, because if you look like the boots, the belt, the size of, like, you know, into the arm gauntlets and everything.
He's huge. He is huge. Look at him next to the freaking 90. That's the original 92 Keaton. By the way, 1/6 photographer, thanks for being here, and also thank you for letting us know Jackson's already working on a cape for this. That's awesome. I'm clear a little bit. Yeah, Mike is working out some connection issues, guys. He just let us know in the chat. 1/6 photographer said, you need to be careful. The belt pouches on this pop off. Is it like the glue that comes loose on them? I noticed a lot of people with the Samurai Predator. I had a couple people ask me, did the shoulder pop off of mine? One of the ones that I had, it did, but it was just, it's glue. It's just shitty glue. And plus, like, that figure has some heft to it, so it's like kind of forcing itself down in the clamshell. It's an incredible piece in hand. Mine had QC issues, so needs a body replacement as the ratchet and the shoulder's broken. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oof.
Yeah, and that's not something I would have the talent to do, like sewing wise. I definitely could not do that. Mike, I see that you're back. Can you hear us? Damn, dude. He's like in another, he's in the Badlands right now. Okay, he can hear us. It seems like a bit of a delay. Yes. By the way, what's up, Fig Poser? I missed your comment earlier. Look at him next to the S Hero.
I can hear you.
Can you hear us? Seems like a bit of a delay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
We're used to this, though.
Am I okay now?
Yeah, it's a bit of a delay, but we're
sorry,
used to
guys.
working around this. It's okay. All right, so Mike, I'll give you the floor, and I'll stop talking. That way, if there's any delay, we don't cut you off. But Mike, what are your thoughts on this Batman Frank Miller figure here? Is this one you're picking up? You know, we got Dean Knight's video playing here. You can see the comparisons to a lot of different other Batman figures, and it's crazy how much bigger he is than even like the BVS 2.0. But yeah, dude, what are your thoughts on it? And are you picking this one up? Because I really don't recall if you're getting this one or not. It seems like something you would get, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have it on pre-order. Am I okay now? Better now?
Yeah.
There's like a train going by, unfortunately. But the more I look at it, like I was kind of waiting for this to release because it's a tough like figure to get looking right. I was telling somebody that I feel like this works so well in the comic, and I haven't been 100% convinced that I like it in figure form. You know what I mean? Like I love Frank Miller's design in the comics. In a figure, I wasn't sold yet, but seeing him in these videos, I'm gonna pick him up. I would like him in the blue though, blue and gray, like, you know, with the yellow emblem and shit. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that they'll do another color variant?
I don't know. Like, I see Hot Toys kind of diving more and more into this comic stuff, so I think it's very possible. You know, Hot Toys is famous for reusing stuff, so if they can reuse it, change a couple things, and change some colors around, yeah, absolutely. I don't know how well this sold. Lane had reminded us of the price point earlier, like the 250, 255 range. So for that price, if they sold a fair bit of them, I could see them doing another one.
Yeah, I know it's still available on pre-order. But I think that they, like, for what they wanted it, for what they were going for, I think they executed it really, really well. And I need to hit the gym harder too. I need to hit the gym at all.
Dogtown, to get that big, you're gonna have to hit the gym and also hit the like horse steroids or something like that, man.
I mean, if he dwarfs Batfleck, we're gonna need to put in a lot more work.
Yeah.
Dude,
he's so big compared to Keaton, and I love this faceplate right here. I think it works so well with the cowl, with the way the lines in the forehead and stuff. Actually, this one's great too. I guess the only one that I'm kind of iffy on is the smile one, but that's from the comic. Like, they did a good job with it, but Damn, look at him with the rifle. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna get this thing.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Stop trying
It's
to talk
really cool.
yourself
It's
out of it,
just
dude.
it's huge. Yeah, I know. I know. You guys are just bullying me into getting this.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
think it's
we're
great. And
beating you
also just
on the
like
head.
if you're a comic fan, I mean, I don't need to like it goes without saying like how important this comic was and stuff. So
Yeah.
probably the most like besides foundational comics, like obviously, you know, first issue of Superman and all that amazing fantasy. I'm not talking about that. I mean, in like Bronze Age books and up, like this is one of the most important books, if not the most important book of that era. I would say the most important. I'll go there. I mean, Watchmen is obviously important, but I feel like commercially, culturally, this is more relevant and more important.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like, you know, again, like that heavy inspiration that Zack Snyder took from this version of Batman for his version of Batman makes it really freaking cool too. And like, especially if you have like the sniper version of Batman, that older version, imagine having them both together to kind of show that inspiration next to each other. Like that's so freaking cool to me. And the fact that when before you had joined us, Mike, the fact and they kind of briefly showed it again, Dean showed it again, the fact that he can get his arm that high to actually properly hold the sniper and it doesn't look foolish is really impressive for a figure like this. Like the posability looks pretty damn awesome for how bulky he is because that cloth seems like it moves really well. So yeah, this is cool.
Oh yeah,
man.
and I just want to say one more thing. Hi, everybody. Hi to all the hotties, and Lane, and everybody, and Connor. Obviously, I was on a bit of a hiatus, but I'm very happy to be here again tonight and hang out with you guys.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. Chris should be joining us shortly. He said like 7:38 my time, so he should be here very very soon. But yeah, it's great to have you on, dude, for sure. Like I said, I was super stoked when you were like, dude, like let's do it. I was like, I hope he makes it. Like, I hope he. I was telling Chris the whole time. But Tiki Torch had a good question, and guys in the chat, definitely feel free to jump in on this. Tiki Torch says, any idea on what the next Batman will get? I mean, no Batman content for a while. We got Bale, Clooney, Kilmer, Keaton, etc. Who's next for Hot Toys? Won't go a long time with a Batman reveal movie-wise. So, Lane, I think we might be on the same page on this one. I think we're due for some new Arkham series Batman figures.
I was actually thinking they might be due more comic ones.
And comic too, yeah, comic too, for sure.
Because they did Nightfall, which I'm actually considering maybe getting that.
Hush, I could see Hush because
well,
Hush
I was going to say
so heavily.
Yeah, I was going to say Jim Lee Batman. So like
Jim,
Hush or something like that. Using his designs of Batman.
Yeah, I think it was what was it? Lane Gong just announced a 1/12 scale Hush figure that looks really good.
Yeah, so it could be probably more likely Hush Batman, or something designed from one of his Batman designs or something.
Or shit, Lane. What guys? We're going too far into this. What about another 66 Batman? I mean,
I think,
or like a 68 version from the TV show, like.
Yeah, I think that doing like going in and doing a few of, especially because they might have seen like, Jazz Inc. is maybe working on that Julie Newmar Catwoman, so they might be kind of like, nah, we want to put a kibosh on that, So,
yeah.
But I see more. I could just like you said, because we're not going to have the Batman 2 until 2027 at the earliest at this point, and we have no idea what the DCU Batman, that is still years away from whenever that project is going to come out. So if it comes out, so I like they've hit a lot of the old ones we quote never thought they would do with doing Clooney and doing that Chris O'Donnell Robin, and Mr.
Twice. We got Chris O'Donnell, which is so cool. I mean, it's just so cool to finally complete the movie lineup. Like, that's what I've been waiting for forever. I'm like, I want every live-action Batman that we've seen. That's like the ultimate Batman display for me. Which is why, like, I think back to like the 66 and the 68 stuff. Like, they certainly could go back and give us a new Adam West Batman and a Burt Ward Robin. Like, I would love to see that.
And then maybe try and knock out some of the other villains. That could be a nice placeholder for a year and a half until whenever we get. That would be cool too.
Erman, it's funny you say this because this is like one of the most requested Batman figures, I feel like. And Yost from Jazz Inc. actually said he would not be opposed to potentially attempting this in the future. So I don't know why Hot Toys did the Sonar suit instead. I couldn't tell you why they would. I like the Sonar suit. I don't know why they did that instead of the Panther suit, because the Panther suit is like the main look that everybody wants. But yeah, certainly would love to see that for sure. Neil Adams Batman, that's a great idea. Pedro said what Lane and I were saying,
Yeah.
Hush Batman. Seems like a lot of people like Mike's idea as well of the alternate look for our Frank Miller Batman here with the blue. I think, like I said, I think it's very possible. If this figure sold decently well, which it probably did at this price point, I could see it for sure. Yeah, I mean, I know Yost has plans to do Adam West and Burt Ward, and even like, I think Burt Ward signed the plaques for the Bat Cycle. So I think he has a good relationship with Burt Ward established now, so he probably would get like a signature edition for that as well. So I'm excited to see anybody do it. I ended up letting go of my Saturn Toys / Mars Toys versions in the hopes that someone else is going to do them because other companies have talked about it. And yeah, Gio, you know me. That's like still one of my most anticipated figures. I hope they don't mess that thing up. I still am like in disbelief that got announced. The Mr. Freeze in particular I'm talking about, I still cannot believe that they announced that. I just never thought it would happen. So I'm really excited to check that out. I cannot wait. But we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, I'm excited to just complete my live action Batman lineup, fill in with some more villains. I have the So-So Toys, Mr. Freeze, and the robe with the little slippers, which is just so much better than I thought it was going to be. I missed another comment. And Musa said,
dude, the more I look at these pictures, the more I want it.
Like I said, don't talk yourself out of it, dude. Just get it, and then make sure you get the Killing Joke as well. You need them all.
No, I got to get this thing.
Yeah, it's sick, man. And this diorama.
No, I'm gonna leave and try to come back.
Okay, sounds good. But while he's doing that, we're actually going to move on. What's up, by the way, Game Shift? Thanks for being here. We're going to move on, guys, to the man of the hour, my GOAT Batman. Not my GOAT Batman movie. This is my secondary GOAT Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
First would be 89. 89 is my favorite Batman movie. But we have the 92 Batman Returns by Hot Toys officially released. And, you know, for the most part, I think this is a better release than the 89. I think there's a lot of things on this one that I think out of the box look better than the 89. Obviously, there was a glaring issue with the 89 where we had that avocado suit, and I don't know why Hot Toys did that. I have no idea why they added that texture to the suit because that doesn't exist. So that was a big disappointment for me. And for mine, you know, because I love Keaton as Batman so much, like I've got a custom cape, a Jackson Zoo 2.0 cape. I've got the Unreal Customs cowl that I fought tooth and nail to get, and I eventually got it, and it's perfect, and I just love it so much. But now we have our 92 version, and I gotta say, and I think we can all agree, let me not move off of this yet. This head sculpt is exceptional. I think this is such a fantastic sculpt, and seeing that this is the final product, I mean, you really gotta look closely at it to really appreciate the detail. There is a tremendous amount of detail in this paint here, and those punchy blue eyes, which I always, especially on the 89, those eyes were not as noticeable as they were supposed to be. They needed to be a bit more blue. I don't know how these particular eyes compare to the 89 Cal, so obviously that'll be something where we have to kind of compare in person. But this looks fantastic, and it's like I never saw myself displaying it with the ripped Cal, and now that I'm seeing this, I'm like, oh, I'm not against that. I will say this. I was talking to Topo earlier, and we were kind of, you know, someone had brought this up to them, and they asked me what I thought of it. Someone had tossed the idea to maybe do like the turtleneck look where he has the blazer over the turtleneck, and, you know, that iconic meme when he stands up out of his chair, to use this sculpt on. I'm like, that's not a bad idea. The problem is, and maybe you guys can help me with this, I could not find, and I only did about like a 20-minute search for it, and I'm usually pretty good about finding references. I could not find any references of a full shot of Keaton wearing that outfit. So I don't, you know, and then there's a couple like custom action figures that I saw that had that outfit on it, but generally speaking, like I couldn't find any references. So if you guys know of any that you can find and send to me, that'd be awesome, because they're like, we need to see some references to see what the full outfit looks like, understandably. So we got Chris in the house, fashionably late, but also on time
Yo,
at the same
yo.
time.
What time is it right now?
7:39.
Yeah, see, guys, what he didn't say behind the scenes, I was running late. You know, it's that time of year for UPS, and he was like, if you're not on, dude, by 7:45, you're fired from the panel. That's what he said. And I had to be here.
Yeah, I think that's completely made
Right.
up. But thanks for being here,
Mike,
Chris.
dude, glad to see you, bro.
That sounds like the Iron Dictator behind the scenes.
Dude, no,
We've
I'm
missed you,
Batman,
Mike.
Lane. I'm not a dictator.
I missed you too,
I'm
guys.
Batman. But yeah, so I really like this figure. The one thing I don't like, and I kind of already brought this up, the cape is atrocious. I mean, it's just not a good cape, guys. I mean, you know, E for effort, but it's just the material's way too thick. The way it lays on the body is weird, and it's not just because it's a wired cape. I know I'm a hater of wired capes, but it just doesn't look good. So if you're not a fan of this cape, thankfully there are plenty of options out there. Kelly Studio, Jackson Zoo, too many to name that do custom capes. So there's plenty of options, and some of them are very affordable. You know, Jackson usually charges around $80, 75, $80. Whereas like Kelly Studio, they're more in like the $40 range. So there's plenty of options out there for custom capes. So that is the least of my worries. Generally speaking, though, like I said earlier, man, that head sculpt is stellar. And that base is freaking sick. And all I'm imagining with this, guys, and seeing it on this base, especially the reverse side of the base, is having this with that Catwoman, that 92 Returns Catwoman coming from Jazz Inc. I'm just really excited to see these paired together. I want to get closer up though on that sculpt again because we have like more of a frontal and shot. It doesn't get much better than that.
Have you seen Zord's pictures?
Yeah, his photos are actually later in the set of photos.
Because he makes the cape look great, but I mean, he could make a Happy Meal toy look like.
See, when I looked at the cape, even in his photos, I'm like, get off of my screen. I hate it, dude. And it's because it's probably because I have firsthand experience. Because yes, like Doc Bad is saying, it's the same cape that came with the 89, and I we all have firsthand experience that have that 2.0 89, and we know it sucks. So. Yes, here's another comment about Zord. Again, shout out to Zord. I'm so happy for him that he's become like an official blogger for Hot Toys. Him and I were chatting about it the other day. Like, that's so cool, man. So good for him. But yeah, we'll take a look at those photos because they're like later in the set of photos. And yeah, Tiki, I don't know why like the original 92 pack came as a 2-pack and they decided to do a singular figure for this one. I would have loved to see another Bruce Wayne figure to go along with this, but it's kind of like they did with the new Bale Armory, the smaller Armory, the second one that got announced recently and released. That originally came with Alfred, and we didn't get Alfred with that. So that kind of sucks that they're kind of like the days of the 2-pack are slowly dwindling because we're not getting a lot of 2-packs lately. Thankfully, we got Deck. That's like a 1.5 pack.
1.5 pack.
1.5 pack. So we'll take it, right? What's up, Big Rib? Thanks for being here, my friend. A Hotline Hottie says, "What's up, fellas? Connor runs a tight." I know, no nonsense. Not when we're talking about Batman and Predator. There's no nonsense allowed. Doc Bad is asking a good question, which a lot of people have on their minds. Do you think Hot Toys will give up a 92 Catwoman? I mean, it's certainly on the table. Certainly on the table. I'm sure it's in the back of their minds. I don't know how they feel about releasing one in tandem with Jazz Inc. and what they have going on. They probably don't really care, but I don't know. I'm sure it's on the table, though. I would not count it out at all, but I'm just glad that we have an officially licensed option. I hope it turns out well. I've never owned any Jazz Inc. figures. I have their vehicles, so who knows how it's going to turn out, but fingers crossed because it looks really, really good. So I hope it performs and feels as good as it looks in person because I'm really excited for that. Lane, I know you're picking this one up. I know you're excited for this. How do you feel about it, Lane? How do you feel how it turned out? How do you feel
I
about
love the head sculpt. Yeah. The head sculpt is amazing. I don't mind the capes, even though I'll never say the Batman capes are great.
Yeah.
But I think this is all about the head sculpt, the Keaton head sculpt. Like, that is Michael Keaton that I'm looking at right there. I think the sculpted hair especially, like, they really nailed the coloration and everything really well on this one. The suit itself, this is my favorite of the Keaton Batman suits. I like the 92 one. I mean, they're not huge difference, but this one I do like slightly better. I think they did I really like a lot of the camera shots for the blogger photos are down, perspective up, because that just gives more menace and size and scale to the figure itself.
Let me ask you this, Lane, while we're looking at this photo, and since you mentioned it, how do you feel about this mouth plate? Because a lot of people are like complaining that it looks the exact same as what came with the 89. They're like complaining in that regard.
It looks
like,
fine. It looks like Keaton Batman. That's all I care about at the end of the day. If they reuse something from the previous one, honestly, it doesn't faze me at all. I don't have a Keaton Batman. I'm not getting the 89 one. For myself, I can just look at this and go, there's Keaton Batman. Like, that's what I care about at the end of the day. Like, that looks a little bit goofier sometimes with, like, the thin mouth open and stuff. Not as goofy as, like, they did the goofy face with the 89 2.0 and stuff. But I really like... I mean, the one thing is you can definitely see with almost every pose shot of the arms with this figure, you realize you have the exact same problems as the 89
the
one.
posability because of the suit. It's going to be...
Yeah, you have to keep them. I mean, you're going to probably run just like you did with the Kilmer and the Robin from Batman Batman Forever. You're going to probably run into the same thing with the Clooney and the Robin / Nightwing suit from Batman and Robin. It's just the way these suits were made, and Hot Toys' primary thing is we're going to make it look like the movie or the TV show or the video game, whatever it comes from. We're going to, as much as we can, try and make it look like that. So they're going to make it work and function, which Keaton had the same problems in, except he had to wear the stupid thing. And so I think what they did with it, they made it accurate. Now, that does not make it the most fun figure to use in the world. You're probably going to have maybe like this, one arm up. I think probably how I'm going to display him is with the Keaton. As much as I prefer, usually I'm a cowl guy, but I think I'm going to have, because it's like the cowl ripped off and stuff, that look from that scene, I'm going to have the Keaton head sculpt on it. And, I'll probably have a batarang in his hand or something, but it'll be minimal move because...
I was going to say, like, the only thing, Lane, in regards to that cowl look, the ripped off cowl is like, I feel like I wish they included like a bloody sculpt to go with that. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, a lot of people probably are hyped that they didn't do that because that makes that head sculpt that's included so much more versatile for custom stuff.
Yeah.
So I totally understand that, but like, it's like, that's the one thing.
It's not 100. That goes against the accuracy because the only time you see him with just his head exposed while in the full bat suit is after he got shot at. But technically, someone pointed out you see him for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Just without like that. So technically, but like how we remember him mostly because he just got nicked by the bullet on like his cheek or ear or something by Max Schreck.
Real quick, I want to say what's up to 6 Scale Treasures. What's up, my friend? Guys, if you're on Instagram, I'm sure you're familiar with 6 Scale Treasures. If you're not, definitely check him out. He basically, every time a figure is announced, puts amazing side-by-side photos of, screen use shots next to Hot Toys release or announcement photos. And and I mentioned him in my deck video. He does a great job. So follow 6 Scale Treasures on Instagram. Thanks for being here, dude. Thanks for supporting, hanging out. And 6 Scale Treasures also has a question, Lane. Do we think the paint will rub off on the sculpt from the cowl? If it's a plastic material, probably not. But if it's a rubber, there is certainly a potential there to leave stains on the sculpt. I think if it's a hard plastic, which I don't know because I haven't asked anybody who's unboxed this yet, and I haven't watched too many unboxing videos. But there's certainly always that potential. If it's a rubber material, it will potentially rub off on the sculpt. So definitely be aware of that. Maybe try your best to kind of leave a little gap in the neck so it's not directly touching it. Because you'd be surprised sometimes this shit happens and you're like, how did that even happen? So it's very possible.
But overall, I give it from just looking. Obviously, I have to wait till I get it in hand. But I think the blogger photos help sell this figure because it's still up for pre-order, which I'm still kind of surprised by. At least both versions are.
I am too. No, I am too.
But if you're looking for, if you're a Keaton Batman fan, I think, because I know it was mentioned by some people that they didn't like because the diorama base here is so small, kind of in comparison. You know, like 89 Batman is huge. Like that one, like the deluxe version was twice as big. The box.
It's probably
But
a bit out of scale, but you know what, Lane? Finally, we got a usable diorama base. And the 89 base, I freaking love that base. I actually am currently using mine in my display. But, you know, I always try to, Lane, I always try to include the perspective of people that have DTOFs and think about them sometimes. And I'm like, this is a usable base for someone with a DTOF. And even like with the BVS 2.0, that's what I loved about that base. It was so compact, but had an impactful look to it, if that makes sense. But remember I was saying earlier, like this display option for the base with that creepy little face on the front, this reminds me of like why I'm collecting all this stuff. I'm like, to have this next to the 92 Catwoman is just going to be such a freaking cool display. And,
yeah,
yeah.
that I will say that, you know, him with the full like hand glider wings and stuff does look a little goofy.
Oh, I mean, the 89 having him like extended out like that.
Yeah,
too,
no, that's
not
worse than that. It's not good with this, but that kind of where it's somehow he just puts it down and it's suddenly a like metal hang glider or something like that was always a little weird. But seeing that here in the, man, that's just so cool, just straight on there and everything. Like, I can't say enough. I thought they did a great job with this one, and if you want to keep Batman, I would definitely say, because this now, I would tell you, you know me, I'm usually not always Mr. Deluxe, but because those sneaky so-and-sos that Hot Toys put the actual Keaton head sculpt behind the deluxe edition, this is going to be one time I would say
always deluxe, dude.
You have to go deluxe for this one.
Even if it's like a piece of poop, like a sculpted piece of poop, you just got to get the deluxe, dude. Like,
nuts.
Yeah, if it comes with a set of nuts on the side, but it's in the deluxe paywall lane, you have to get the deluxe.
Hey, this is like a great use for that faceplate, isn't it? Like, it's just a really good pose for that look.
Yeah, and I don't think there's too many ways, and I love this, by the way. I love this, but yeah, I think these photos are some of the better photos they've done in a while, because we know, like, you know, some of these bloggers, it's like they kind of took the night off. No offense to them, but it's like, you know, they don't always do their best work, but it's like now they got the A-team on, they got Zord on there. This fella is doing his work. I remember who did these. Kindar. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Kindar did his thing. He made the sculpt look great.
Yep.
But Mike, since we got you talking, dude, thank you, by the way, Lane. Great thoughts, dude. We're gonna jump to Mike. There it is with the 89 Batmobile. What, are you picking this one up, Mike?
Oh, that looks really good. That looks great.
Yeah.
No, I think I have Keaton the way I want him. I've got the 89, and then I bought it's not coming to me now, but I bought a body and clothing set, actually originally for the Ben Affleck head sculpt on the 2.0 to go on, but I just couldn't, like, the way the neck fits into the body, I couldn't get it to look right. So I was like, let me take off the coat, and he's just in like a black suit, and I put the Flash Batman head on him, the Elder
cool.
Keaton. So I have like an Elder Statesman Keaton, and he's in front of a lot of empty. Like, I took all the faceplates out of all my Batman, and they're all
cool.
behind him, and I either pulled out the eyes or rolled them back, or, you know, took them. I did whatever I could to make the eyes not noticeable or gone.
That makes
so
sense.
just I'm trying to make like a Batman armory, and I might get the problem is there's so much coming out, and I like too much stuff. So if I was just collecting Batman primarily, then yeah, this would be a no-brainer. But I've always liked the first suit better anyway. I know a lot of people prefer this one, but I've always liked the 89 more, so I kind of held off on this one. But that's nothing against the figure. I think they did a really, really good job with this one. And yeah, they definitely got, like, this one never had any, they kind of got a little bit better with what they were going for technologically wise, I think, making this kind of rubber.
Yeah.
when this film came out. So it didn't really have any of those smaller pockmarks that the film used version in the 89 did. And then obviously, like you said, Hot Toys exaggerated it. So it is nice to see this really smooth and clean Art Deco motif suit done really well. And yeah, all the accessories are awesome. I love this sculpt, like you said. Like Zord, it's like a little tweak here and there to bring out some humanity in a pose. And he's a master, man. He really is a master.
Yeah, see, like even seeing this cape here, I'm not a fan of the cape. I'm not.
No, I know what you mean, and I hate the one on the 2.0. Oh, look at this,
This
dude!
is cool.
Like
Yeah, this is
we've
cool.
never seen that. It's not film accurate, but who cares? These are toys, and if you can do something that's fun, this is great.
Yeah, and that's the gargoyle piece from the
Yeah.
89 Deluxe base. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
I
Yeah.
like how
He,
Zord's
he
got him
just
gripping.
sparks my imagination every time I look at any of his photos, man. It could be a trooper, it could be a shiny trooper, and he'll do something with it you've never thought of before.
Yeah, this is
That's
cool.
cool.
This is
Yeah.
the new Andrew
Luke's,
Spidey base.
Oh, that's a Spidey one. But is
Yeah.
that also reused from
Maybe.
Empire? Yeah.
It
Anyway.
could be. I don't know.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, dude, yeah. Yeah. Again, like the cape, as good as he made it look, it still looks like shit. I just don't like the cape, but
Yeah, you can only polish a
agree to
turd.
disagree.
Actually, MythBusters did polish a turd, so they did prove that you can do it. And if Zord can do it to a figure, like
Yeah.
he's the only one.
I will say this. I haven't commented on this yet, but I will say this. I still don't think Hot Toys nailed the cow. I just don't think they ever will. With most of these movie versions of Batman, it's not bad, but it's not like, there's definitely room for like a custom option to make it a little bit better. Like was mentioned earlier by Sal, like some of the lines and stuff, and also I think kind of like the 92 Cal has kind of like that thicker look to it, especially around like the middle of his head, the sides of his head. I don't think they quite nailed that. Again, it's not terrible. I think totally out of the box, this is a better release than the 89. And that's just purely based on what I'm seeing here, not having it in hand, obviously. But that sculpt is just phenomenal, dude. And I think that adds a lot of points to this figure. And like you said, Mike, I mean, you also get a lot of points for just not making the suit completely inaccurate and adding random texture that didn't even exist on the screen used suit. So it gets points for that for sure.
Oh, yeah. No, it does. And it's nice to see that they really, for lack of a better word, have sculptors that really can understand. He's got a unique looking face. And, man, you look at the flashy old man Keaton, it's perfection, man. And I think they did that with this, too.
Yeah, I love that mouth plate where he's like smirking, that kind of side smirk that the Flash version has. It's funny to look back on the Flash and the teases we got and stuff, because they tease an entire freaking armory, and I'm glad almost that they didn't do it because I wouldn't have the space for it, but I would want it, and it was probably going to be very expensive. And obviously that film critically didn't do too well, so not surprised that it didn't end up happening. But well said, dude. I think, like I said, I think this is really cool. I totally expect to see some custom cows. I know we already have some from like Unreal Customs, and I don't know if OT Customs has done a returns cow. Unreal Customs guys, I love my cow from them, but as of right now, I just can't recommend them with the amount of like issues with communication and stuff that people are having. And I had myself. I waited like 8 months to get my cow when it was projected in 3. So I really want his 92 cow because it looks incredible, but
it does.
Another thing is like the way that like the bib of the mask drapes over the shoulders, he kind of makes it more proportional with the body too. And I noticed that especially when I got his 89 cow, and the way he replicated that like stitching down the back of like the texture on the back of the mask, just like the screen used cow in 89. Like he did such a great job, and the way he painted the eyes to make them more punchy, like, because that's what you see. You got a dark black cow with those baby blue eyes that Keaton has.
Yeah.
And as someone that has blue eyes and I look at him every day,
so do we, Connor. But, that's also a testament to the film, because Burton was always sure, like, he kind of put like an old school film light on a lot of the actors' eyes, especially Keaton. You talked about that moment when he stands up. That's very kind of an homage shot. And he was sure to get those eyes, those blue eyes in the shot. And I just want to say, too, like Burton really crushed it with the design of this cowl. It's still so modern looking, but very clean and not overly aggressive, but still very scary and aggressive. You know what I mean? It's like it's not overdone and it's clean looking, but
Yeah.
it's because he was coming from, Adam West was the last time anybody had seen this in live action, and to come out with this it's just so beautiful. And it doesn't look like of another time. It looks very modern to me still. Maybe I'm just old,
Yeah.
but
No, I think even with like the 92 versus, and by the way, guys, I put up a poll just for fun, like 89 versus 92 Batman. So definitely drop your vote there. But I agree. I look at the 92 suit even as like a more sleek, modern looking suit versus the 89. But the 89 to me, I just love the midsection. That's like my favorite part of it in comparison to the 92. Like, because the
yes.
92, obviously, you have that like futuristic almost looking paneling and stuff, and the somewhat unrealistic looking pec area. Whereas you kind of see the anatomy in the 89 suit more, which I really like about it. Yeah,
That's
and we
another
saw with
reason
Frank
why-
Miller, same deal.
Oh yeah, and that's another reason why I was like, all right, if I'm not like, which one would I get? It'd be 89 because I have the Flash, and the Flash is more of an homage to this
Yeah.
than the 89. So the Flash kind of satisfies this modern
Yeah.
sleek look for me.
Yeah, for sure. Philly in the house. What's up, my dude? Philly says, yo, fellas. Hope we are well. Another Batman returns in my collection, but at least I have display options. Yes, Philly's got the most incredible Batman display. So if you haven't checked out Figure Craft over on Instagram, you got to. He's got amazing stuff going on, dude.
It's
so
insane.
jealous.
Yeah,
So
Philly
jealous.
is insane.
But yeah, Philly, you make me jealous every time I look at your Instagram, dude. But thank you for being here. Thanks for being a channel member. And Philly says, same designer of the 92 suit and the BVS Batfleck suit. Yeah, two winners right there. Chris, I know you're not like into the Keaton stuff really much, so I don't imagine you have too much to say about this one in particular. But do you have any additional comments to share? We have a little announcement with Lane after we move on from this figure. But Chris, any thoughts that you'd like to share?
No, man, I enjoyed hearing your guys' enthusiasm and passion behind Keaton's Batman. I know you guys are big Batman fans. Me, I'm on the opposite side of that.
Guy. He's a Superman guy, man. Can't trust
Yeah,
him.
but no, he's cool. I like the cowl. The cape, I've never experienced him. I know you always complain about him, but I think it looks like Keaton, and especially when you look at younger photos of him, and then like from an outside guy like me looking in, I think the sculpt is pretty good. And even from the mouth plate, like you can tell it's him. It's very distinct.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, I'm sure, and I don't know if the Jackson existing mouth plate would be like a direct fit from this to the 89. I imagine it wouldn't be, but there'll be custom options. And like I said, there's plenty of custom capes and stuff for those who are in my boat who prefer drape capes or don't like this cape, however you see it.
I won't lie either. When I see people's Batman's display and they have like this, like Graham, I saw his collection tour and he had that like custom bat cave with it, and then with the Batmobile.
Oh yeah, he had the vault door.
Dude, it's so good.
Yeah, I think that's like he has the icy customs diorama.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you guys are into Batman, you got to check out Philly though. That dude, he's incredible with the way he lays out his Batman display, and he's building like a little miniature world inside his display, and it's so freaking cool. So again, big shout out to my dude Philly. Lane, before we move on to our next figure, because I know you gotta jut out here soon, but you have a special announcement for everybody in the chat, and we wanted to wait until some more people got in here.
Yep.
So Lane, you have the floor. Do you want me to pull you up big, or you just want to kind of say it amongst everybody else?
Well, you can pull up for showing up here in a second. So, guys, for Hot Toast Hotline this year, for the holidays this year, we are going to be doing a giveaway. It's like we have kind of the last couple of years. So this year we have 2 Hot Toys we are going to be giving away. We're still got to get everything exactly how we're going to be doing it. Connor and I will get that figured out, and we'll get posted up in like the HTH group and everything here. But it'll probably be starting similar to what we've done with some of the giveaways and stuff like that. We'll have a posting or something like that you can comment on. We might post a video up or something. We're going to discuss that and get that squared away probably at some point this week. Hopefully. So, yeah, so we're going to be giving away 2 figures this year. So first off, we'll be giving away the 501st Clone Legion Trooper from the Kenobi show. Really fine, honestly, maybe the most posable trooper I've ever seen or ever had. Really nice figure. It is very bright and shiny versus your Clone Wars 501st, but was a really good figure. So that is going to be one. But the main event is going to be this big boy. We will be giving away an Endgame Iron Patriot, which is one of the most massive, one of the most massive Hot Toys Iron Mans ever made. This is just heavy in my arms right now. I'm trying to hold it up. So we'll be giving both of these away. And we'll get up to you guys here soon. We will get it up, right, Connor? Yes, nod your head.
Yeah, Lane. Well, yeah, we'll get it figured out. Lane and I always kind of brainstorm as we get closer to it, but
yeah.
So very exciting, Lane. Those are awesome figures, especially like that Kenobi 501st. I feel like is very underrated, and I love that it has like the more realistic proportions. It's got the more realistic looking blasters and everything.
It's got my favorite gun, my favorite blaster weapons, maybe. Although like one of the reasons I was able the Ahsoka like Rex came with the similar realistic style blasters and everything like they use for the 501st Legion. But both of these boys will be available. There'll be free giveaways and everything. But it will only be for the lower 48 U.S. continental U.S. though. So any of our international people or anything who are watching, unfortunately, we won't be able to send off outside of the country. It's just because shipping is already going to be expensive here during the holidays as it is. But anyway, we just wanted to make that announcement to you guys and everything, and hope people are going to get excited, and we'll give you the who, what, where's, whys, and ifs and everything to where you can apply to trying to enter into it.
Thank you, Lane. It's going to be very exciting. I cannot wait to see who wins and how it all works out. Hot Toys Collector.
That's awesome, Lane.
Hot Toys Collector, do you not see the delivery that I just got today of this massive comic Venom right here? I don't know why you think we hate Marvel. Look, I love Marvel. I may have lost my excitement for it as of late, but nothing's going to top Endgame and Infinity War for me. I'm excited for Brand New Day. I'm excited for,
Doomsday is coming. You never know. Doomsday could light the fire or Secret Wars.
Doomsday, like whenever we get the final Spider-Verse movie of the trilogy, whenever they decide to stop delaying that, I'm excited for that. And right as you say
I love Marvel too, man.
Right, and right as you say that, I'm pulling up the figure hideouts video of the Mark 42. Like, dude, we're ready for the Marvel. Sorry, I got the audio on. But no, dude, we don't hate Marvel at all. I'm just right now, and I've shared this with everybody. I'm just like, I'm at a standstill with Marvel. I've kind of lost a bit of my love for it in the current moment. You know what I mean? Like to where I don't want to spend a ton of money collecting it. I want to be more selective. I'm still collecting Marvel. I've got the Stealth Suit Cap on pre-order. I've got the Winter Soldier on pre-order. I've got the Loki on pre-order. I've got Moon Knight on pre-order. I've got Mr. Knight on pre-order. Like, I've got some Marvel stuff on pre-order. It's just I'm not really pre-ordering new stuff. I'm considering maybe getting that TASM suit from the first movie just because of all the stuff he comes with. I'm not a huge fan of the suit, but all the stuff he comes with is just really selling it for me. So I'm very tempted to get it, but I'm holding off for now. But yeah, we don't hate Marvel. I don't know. I know you're a big Marvel guy, but
give it a year or two, and once like these newer movies start coming out, people are just gonna be glazing all over the place when they see these like new figures. Yeah,
there'll be a point with Secret Wars and everything where you'll be sick of Marvel. There'll be so much Marvel. So we're enjoying the calm before the storm. We're just going to have like an open discussion on this Mark 43, or excuse me, Mark 42, not the Mark 43, because the Mark 43 is way better visually. I said it. But I want to give this figure kudos, guys, and I think we can all agree, like, this figure is going to set the precedent for future Iron Man releases for many reasons. Number one, you have a Sentry mode, which is really freaking cool. You can have it without a Tony Stark head in there to have like an open armor on display, which is kind of like pretty cool since Mike just kind of talked about what he was doing with his Batman display. But also a full USB suit That to me is enough for Hot Toys to be sneaky and go through and over time do these all over again. Obviously, a lot of us are like, damn, please don't do that. I just bought this. I just bought that. But, I mean, come on. We know how Hot Toys is, guys. We know that they could do it. I was just never a big fan of the Mark 42 just because it's too much gold. It's too much gold for me. That Mark 43, though, you know, that's the suit right there, the Mark 43. Yeah, shout out to Bailey. I know Bailey loves the Mark 42, and Bailey was really, really excited for the Mark 42. So I'm so glad that not only it met your expectations, but you have it already. You can enjoy it. If I were to get this figure, I got to be honest with you, I love the look of him with the battery in his hand, with the Tony Stark head sculpt. Like, that to me is so freaking cool. That is so Tony Stark to me, and like, yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah, like missing the armor here is
Exactly.
like with the arm.
Yeah.
That's the best look, man.
Yeah, for me, that's what I would do. It's just so unique. You're not going to get that with any other Iron Man figure because that's from a specific scene.
This has some of the best switch outs and other stuff of any Iron Man figure, I think, just with the nature of the suit, the battle damage, be able to switch out the entire arm for a, you know, unarmored arm, the battery. I think this Tony head sculpt is great, like amazing. It looks
phenomenal.
It looks way better than the Mark 6 one.
Yeah.
I can't say enough. As much as this is not aesthetically my favorite Iron Man, I think this release they just absolutely killed it. Like, we've kind of talked about, like, oh, there's all these Iron Mans, and if they've been half-assing, they did not half-ass this figure in the least little bit at all.
No, they put out all the stops for it, and as someone who dislikes this suit so much, I'm just not a fan of the Mark 42. It's making me be like, ooh, like, you know what I mean? Like, this looks really good. I got to give them credit to it. They did a great job on it.
You would hope so, too, because this was one of the most expensive Iron Mans ever made. Wasn't it like $490 or $495 or something like that for the deluxe? Plus, the deluxe version of this comes with a lot. This is one of the first ones where I think there was a really big difference in stuff that it came with versus the regular version and stuff for switch outs and the base also and everything, too. Where the base is something super huge, a silly diorama that you're like, I can't even fit this necessarily.
Right. Earth 616 says, I just received an open comic Venom 4th time's the charm for me. Canceled the other 3. Well, I'm glad that hopefully this works out for you. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope you have no issues. Another thing I want to point out is the fully rotatable shoulders, like the range of motion and everything these have. Like I said, I think this is going to set the precedent for future Iron Man releases. Someone had mentioned, I actually just got, by the way, from Off the Racks, I just got the invoice for the Wolverine Deluxe, so I guess Sideshow's about to get those finally. Assistant, I don't know for sure. I was potentially going to get mine from Jeremy Casa from Plastic Hero Collectibles, or maybe Wanted Toys if Wanted Toys has some on hand. I do have a discount code with Wanted Toys. I don't like heavily promote them because I just started kind of working with them on things here and there, but code Hotline through
a lot of places are sold out of that one. The Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, it'll probably come back around here shortly when people start selling them off when they hit Sideshow. But so Bailey is saying, the one thing I hate with this release, it makes the 2.0s, mainly Mark 6, look short compared to this now. Very curious to see what the height difference is with those. And I've said this many times, and I stand by it. The Mark 7 is 100% undersized now, so there's going to be a new Mark 7, and that's where I come in. That'll be my one and only Iron Man purchase for the foreseeable future, unless they do another like standalone Tony Stark figure. I would definitely be.
Would you do a Silver Centurion actual diecast if they did it, a Mark 32?
No. Dude, I went too crazy with the Iron Man figures, and I had to come to the realization, like, Connor, you don't have the space for 1 through 7. I know that's your dream Iron Man display, but you don't have it. And I can't have 18 Predators and then have 7+ Iron Man figures. You got to pick and choose, and my heart chose the Predator figures. So I had to let them go. No complaining there because it freed up a lot of funds and space. So, but right, exactly, Sal. Like, they're definitely going to go back and be like, oh, you guys don't get USB power, huh? And they're going to do USB power for everything. So, of course, I don't want to spend too much time on this because I do want to have a nice, lengthy discussion about the Badlands figure. I know Lane has to head out. Lane, I think we're about you're about ready to go. Okay.
Yeah, I have to head out.
So once again, Lane, thank you for the exciting announcement. We got some really awesome giveaways coming up, guys. So stay tuned for that. Like Lane said, we'll get that worked out. And Lane, sorry you have to leave early, but I'm so glad you're able to make it and hang out with us for quite a while. So we appreciate you, man.
Not a problem whatsoever. This way, also, I make sure I avoid hearing any spoilers possibly from Predator Badlands.
We won't spoil anything, but yeah, yes, we do avoid the potential of that for sure.
Alright. And just the one question I'll ask you guys going into that figure on the way out. Do you think that release should come with legs?
Well, yeah, we'll discuss that when we get to it. When you can watch the replay. Yeah, we'll talk
Alrighty.
about that.
Anyway, you guys all have a great night. Chat. Hey, thank you very
too.
much for joining us and everything. Have a good night, everybody.
See you.
Yeah.
Great seeing you, Lane. Bye-bye.
Hot Toys Collector says, I'm unboxing the Mark 42 right now while watching the stream, and yes, huge upgrade, especially the battle damage parts. That's great to see, and I think it's one of these figures that's like very much a very obvious upgrade over the original one, which you love to see. You know, I saw some people with the 92 returns, even though I disagreed on it. Some people were like, oh, I think the original is better, if not like not much of a downgrade. I disagree with that, but it's cool to see that when you can still appreciate your original one. But I do think this is a huge upgrade over the original 42. And Game Shift, I totally agree. Game Shift says we have to celebrate Hot Toys introducing a USB-C light-up function. And also to that, I will add, they should have done it before they started doing these new die-cast versions. Like when they started like a year and a half ago, redoing the original 7, they should have started there. Because that now, again,
Yeah.
that adds some like collector anxiety where you're like, well, shit. You know, maybe someone spent $800 on the Mark 6 with gantry, which is what it goes for, and then some. And then imagine they go and redo that and just give you the USB version. Like, you would be pissed, but it happens, you know. That's part of Hot Toys
I think though, the good thing is like these are pretty easy to customize. Not customize, but to get a light up kit for at least.
Yeah, like fusion reactors.
Yeah.
And yet, Philly, I've always hoped that they would adopt that like copper coil technology where you can kind of power it up through the base, because there's other companies that have done that for like really cheap electronics. So I totally agree with that. I appreciate it, Sal. Yeah, I mean, it's not to say I don't love the Iron Mans, because Tony Stark's one of my favorite Avengers, and I love and appreciate his suits so much. And the OG7 suits, I love them, but it's like you're not going to top Aliens and Alien and Predator stuff for me over this stuff. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You can hold 2 figures in front of me and say, you could have this Iron Man for free, or you can buy this Predator off me. I'm like, yeah, sure. How much you want for the Predator? You know what I mean? I'm just that into it. I'm going to 10 times out of 10, I'm going to go that route. But yeah, Mark 42, total success from what I could see. It looks great. I do agree. You're going to need an angled USB for this, because that's just ridiculous. And like, especially if you want to push it towards the back of a display wall, it's going to be annoying. So make sure you get one of those angled USBs. That'll help a lot. Here comes Jose. I was waiting for the peanut gallery, Mr. Jose. What's up, my friend? Jose says, oh, you're streaming? I thought you canceled again. Not this time. Not this time. We were able to make it. But thanks for being here, my friend, as always. But guys, I think it's time. And I want to close the poll, by the way. We got 29 votes, 89 versus 92. You guys are making me cry internally, but fair is fair. 62% prefer the 92 Batman. So my love for the 89 Batman extends to myself and myself alone, I guess. But yeah, 92 and Mike and Chris. I'm going to force Chris to vote for 89 over 92 because he's impartial. So we at least got 3 people in here.
I did vote 89.
Okay, he voted 89. Cool. The right choice. 16 Lover says, yes, that thick USB-C wire is hideous. It certainly is. You need like a ribbon one with an angle. That's what you need.
Yeah, you can source the really thin, like the fusion reactor version of it.
Exactly. I've been waiting all week to talk about this. I did a video on my channel, but now we're talking about it here with you guys, which is my favorite format to talk about it. We are talking about Dek and Thea from Predator Badlands. Now, I will say this, guys. Please do not spoil the movie for anybody. I will not spoil anything for you guys, I promise you. I want people to be able to enjoy this film and be surprised by things because I loved it so much. So, yes, no spoilers in the comments for Predator Badlands. At least give it another week, just because you got to. And I will say one more comment about the movie. I am so stoked to see that it's become profitable. It's topped the charts for Predator films, and that is great for the franchise. It's not only great for Predator, but that's great for Alien as well, because they're becoming intertwined now in the universe, which I love, and it's how it's always should have been, in my opinion. So I am here for the future of these franchises, and it's just so freaking exciting to see the potential.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I just want to say, if you haven't seen it, go out and see it because it had, I believe, a 68% drop in weekend two,
Yeah.
and it only made $13 million. That is a real shame because I think this movie is worth seeing in the theaters. So I hope it
Yeah.
has legs because I really want the message sent that Predator, deserves to continue in the theater.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah. I
just
mean,
not going like they used to.
well, I mean, so I think if unless I misread, I believe it has still crossed, at least it crossed that profitable threshold, which is a good thing because that mean at least worldwide it has. I don't know like if their expectations for domestic have met because I know originally they were beyond expectations in the first week. But
Yeah.
I think it's reached like what 130 million worldwide or something. I
It,
think
it,
that's
it
what
would
I read.
have to cross at least 200 million to be profitable.
I guess profitable
You
in
know,
the media standpoint, when they see like what the budget was versus how much it made. Sorry, so you're right. Yes,
well,
to actually be truly profitable for them. Not, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Like
So
from a
like the
media
budget was
standpoint.
100. Yeah. Well, also like a marketing, $100 million is the budget, but then you have the marketing costs, and there's like a whole bunch of other stuff that comes into it. So it's usually doubling the budget is what they need to get over.
Yeah. So as it
But
stands,
anyway,
apparently it's reached 136 to 137 approximately million, which
yeah.
is still for a Predator film is
Oh, it's
very
great.
very good. Yeah.
It's great. I think they have a
Yeah.
lot. I think internally they're excited, but I
Yeah.
just want it to be like an absolute slam dunk. Let's keep making.
I
movies.
agree. I agree. But I think it's at a point right now where they're gonna tell Danny to keep it up. Like Danny's crazy. But anyways, let's talk about the figure. Really enjoyed the film. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, I need a figure ASAP. Kind of like JB said he really enjoyed it. I saw this the 6th, so like the pre-night screening. I got like a really cool keychain, and the guy at the movie theater was an absolute goat, and he just went in and pulled a frickin' he pulled the poster straight out of like the poster standee and gave me the theater's poster, which was like, I'm like, holy shit, this is like, I'm such a dork, but this is amazing. We got Steve in the house, Figures and Phantom, Hotline Hottie for 19 months. Thank you so much, my friend, for being here as always. And he says, long live Mike the Goat. Yes, sir. This Mike being on tonight just made my entire week. I was waiting for this moment. But thanks for being here, my friend. Yeah, and Sal says, for a film with no traditional leading man, it's doing, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think like again, if you look at it from the Predator perspective, especially, it's performing incredibly, and it's very, very exciting. Seems like everybody in the chat's really enjoying Badlands. It's so funny because, this was one of those movies that was so uncertain because of people's reactions to the character and how he looked and everything. And it's just cool to see the positive reactions to it and seeing everybody having so much fun with it. And yeah, anyways, let's talk about the figure. I had to have this figure as soon as I saw the film. I'm like, just announced deck already. We got the little tease. I was talking to my buddies. I'm like, it's got to be this week. Like, this film's doing so well, and everybody's talking about it. They got to announce it this week. It's just got to happen. And we got it. We got deck. We got Thia. And I think, the most impressive thing about this figure is not deck, because we knew deck was probably going to be good because it's all new parts and everything they have to do. But Thia, I was surprised at how much care Thea got because that Elle Fanning likeness is uncanny, dude. They did such a fantastic job on this head sculpt. And for a little companion piece just chilling on his back or kind of having him lifting her up like he does, I think they did a fantastic job on that head sculpt. Like, truly, truly very impressive. And I was telling Mike was like, oh, dude, Mike had his thoughts about Thea as a character. And I'm like, yeah, dude, but it's still like a Weyland-Yutani synth. And like, you could give her like the Weyland-Yutani eyeballs, which she comes with. And I think Mike has maybe, seen the error of his ways. And I'm just, and you have about a $60 price difference between this and the standard collector version. And that's, it's 405. So for 405 versus the Feral Predator being at 400, I think that's a pretty good value, considering you get like 1.5 figures. So I think, Mike, you're now leaning toward just getting the whole set so you can kind of have like another like alien related figure in your collection as like a Weyland-Yutani synth, even if you didn't like necessarily how the character was portrayed to an extent. I think that's still like a really cool thing to have in your display.
Yeah. Well, no, the best thing about her is that she's a figure, so she can't talk. So, because that was the worst part of her in the movie. So at least she'll just be on the shelf and she won't say a damn thing. And I would put I'd put the Weyland-Yutani eyes in her. And
Wait.
really, the reason I would go for the complete set is not because I'm like, oh man, it would be incomplete without her. It's the price. Like I mean, they could have charged you closer to $100, and I think most people would have been like, that's fair. It's a great sculpt. It's, it's not just another head sculpt. It's half a body, so, it's her blaster or her pulse rifle. You do get a lot of money, a lot of value. I think it's like $55. I got to look back again, but 50, 60,
something like that,
whatever it is. You try to get a sculpt like this with rolling eyes for $50 or $60. That's never going to happen, on eBay or whatever. So I think the value is there. So for a completionist feeling and just to have everything, yeah, I would get her. And I would even get her, like, I probably wouldn't even put her on her back. Like, you could, so you feel like a rock diorama or something, like whatever.
Where she was first strung up or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, she's not always on his back, so you can do other things with the figure. And I think she looks great. I think maybe the eye color could have been maybe a little different. I don't know. I've been seeing some pictures where it looks a little more accurate. But like I said, I like the Weyland-Yutani eyes. I think it's so cool that Hot Toys is now doing that for. It seems like it's
two now.
Yeah,
Anakin and her. Yeah,
the trend going. So I think that's great. I think the most exciting thing for me is this new, new material that they're using for the body, because they're not calling it a silicone, right?
It's I think it's like a vinyl material,
soft vinyl.
I imagine it's probably what they used for the Feral Predator torso, if I had to guess, because it's that same type of like seamless design.
Yeah,
I don't know if they. Yeah, I don't know, like, how they worded it. I think they called it a vinyl material, though.
I think
dude, this is the first fully seamless Predator, like visually, of course, apart from the ankles, but seamless legs, seamless arms, and a seamless chest underneath. Like,
yeah,
that's pretty.
That's what I hate, though. Like, he immediately dates my Feral Predator now, because like, this just looks so much better. Even though the Feral Predator, they did a good job with it, and you can get away with those joints. But having seamless Predators now moving forward is very, very cool. And that hair is another highlight for me.
Dude, you know what's crazy for me? And I mentioned this in my video. That hair clearly was inspired by the promotional poster where he was in this pose. And they didn't use the hair in this photo.
For that pose.
Right. So, you go here, there's the hair. If they put that on there, it would be like almost an uncanny, shot replicated from that poster. Because that was like my favorite promotional poster for this film. I thought it was so cool looking, and they didn't do that. Yeah,
I've liked every poster for this film. I think the marketing was really good.
I think a lot of it was Matt Ferguson. I think did a lot of the posters. Which,
okay.
Of course, Matt Ferguson is just incredible. Like, he never misses. Because I know he really loved the film, and I saw some posts that he made about it, and kind of saying like he was proud that he worked on artwork for the film and stuff. The one thing that is like a glaring thing that I did point out in my video as well is the color of the skin. Now I will say this: when you do look at behind the scenes photos of the costume, it does appear a bit lighter, but it's not like as heavily pink toned as Hot Toys has, and you can kind of see that here. And, of course, the first thought that a lot of people had was like, oh, well, maybe it's because the photos are heavily lit. And it's like, no, you need more of that, like, brown color in his skin. And yes, the film, obviously, the color grading in the film did kind of add to the darker tone of his skin that you see here. But it's not quite like pink like this. You do have pink hues here and there, but it needs to be darker. So that is something I think they will probably adjust now that the films come out, now that they have more material that they have access to. I do think they'll adjust that, and I think if it doesn't get adjusted, I don't think it ruins the figure for me. But I think I would definitely be super stoked if they adjusted it. In terms of the head sculpt, I said this in my video and I stand by it. In terms of accuracy, and I saw a couple people saying they didn't think this looked like Deck. We can't align on that. I think personally, in my opinion, and this comes from somebody that owns like 18. I've lost count at this point. I have like 18 plus Predator figures. I think this is the most accurate out of the box Predator head sculpt, not the biomask. Forget the biomask. Just talking about the Predator head sculpt. I think this is the most accurate in terms of accuracy to how he actually looked on screen. Of course, there's some minor details here and there that have been missed, and some of the lines in the face are a bit wider than they're supposed to be. But generally speaking, I think this looks pretty good. I saw some people also mention like the color difference between the transition to the neck and the face. That is mostly accurate. In the film, he's got darker skin on his face and then it gets lighter as it goes down. I think it becomes more obvious because you have that seam line that kind of breaks it up. So that doesn't help. I feel like if it was a seamless neck, you would have a much better visual of that. But that is correct, in my opinion, for the most part.
The mandibles also look a little bit different color in some of the pictures too. So you kind of got like 3 colors going on right next to each other, which is
yeah. So like again, what I'm mentioning here, and this is not 100% correct to the film, but generally speaking, like in the film used suit, you do have like a darker skin, and then it fades to a lighter colored skin. So again, I think I'm gonna chalk it up to this as a prototype. They did adjust a lot on that feral predator, especially like going from a seamed torso to a fully seamless torso and adjusting the paint apps a little bit on the body. So I do suspect this one. Okay, I'm gonna say it right now. This is gonna sell like crazy, and I do think because of that, they'll put their best foot forward to adjust it. That's what I'm gonna say. I didn't even see it, Jose. Honestly, I was just too lost in the conversation. But I'm glad it was fake and not real. Yeah, like I said, some of the lines in the face could be adjusted a little bit, but generally speaking, I think this is a much more accurate face sculpt than any of the other Predators they've done, especially like, let's look at this figure, guys, and then look at the Jungle Hunter Predator 2.0. Let's just compare those two. There is a tremendous difference in accuracy between these two. Like, yes, this one's not perfect. I pointed out quite a few issues here and in my video, but out of the box, this is one that I feel like I have to mod much less versus that Jungle Hunter Predator 2.0. That one needs a tremendous amount of work, and I hope and pray that they at least fix half the stuff that I and some others have pointed out. Now, there's an elephant in the room that I know a lot of people are like, oh, are they going to talk about it? And we are. I want to go through a couple more photos, and I am going to bring up the faceplate situation. I did want to bring this up because Mike and I were talking about it. I think they actually like literally nailed these Weyland-Yutani eyes. I was looking at some screen use shots, and I'm like, damn, like they did a pretty good job on those. And that's such a cool look. I feel like it's gonna be a tough choice on how to display her, but
those eyes sold me on her, dude, because she looks mean, you know? She looks like, yeah, just, I don't know. Yeah, I just, because you never know if an android character is gonna flip, and I'm not gonna say anything about the movie, but you just know Weyland-Yutani, you know? Those eyes make her look evil.
Yeah, right, exactly. There's Jose with his fake spoiler. Game Shift says, I feel like Hot Toys needs to add, yes, and that's something I did point out in my video. On the screen used, I mean, so here's the thing. In the film, they used some static face plates, but for the full motion, from what I understand, it was all CG because Dan Trachtenberg was like, I think it was Weta Workshop that worked on this film. He's like, we need to see that full emotion in Deck's face. How can we achieve this? And I think they had to achieve that through CGI because, like, the Feral Predator, for example, had an animatronic face for the most part. Like, all those movements, if you watch it behind the scenes, it's freaking creepy, dude. You could see his little mandibles moving. So
but
because of that,
they animated around a lot of that too, though. Like they went over that, a lot of that, you know.
Yeah, but I think with this one, from what I've seen in behind the scenes and hearing Dan Trachtenberg talk about it, it seems like they used like static face plates for some shots, and then the rest was all CGI, which is really cool.
They did. He's wearing like a piece around the top of his head like that.
And you can see the little like snaps or whatever they are around the forehead, which is like, I love seeing stuff like that. Because a lot of the BTS shots for Predator, you always just see the guys, like, that's how Jason was. Like, you know, Jason, under his hockey mask in a lot of shots, it's just like a shroud around the face, and the face is opened up. So,
it's cool. And it's good for Elle's performance with him as well. You know, she's getting to act with another actor and stuff. And
it kind of puts you into it, for sure. And even
they have a lot to do
too. Yeah.
Yeah. And they have a lot to do. A lot of that is real. Like, if you look at behind the scenes, he's got her on his back here, but she's like really on wires or
like the wheels, and then she's got like the blue pants on and stuff. Yeah. It's really cool.
I thought a lot of the practical stuff was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. The sets were just beautiful in this film. The world that they created is just beautiful. But yes, going back to your point, Game Shift, sorry. The eyes need to be, I think the eyes are the correct color, but they need to be much brighter. And I did talk to Topo Studio about this, and I said, could you do some eyeballs for this? And I'm like, oh, we might be able to do some eyeballs. And I also mentioned the cloak, because for some odd reason, Hot Toys decided not to include the cloak, which is crazy because they include cloaks with pretty much everything where it's needed. So there's a potential, I'm not promising anything, that Topo might do an eyeball and cloak set in the future, which I will definitely get. But I agree. that darkness around the eyes that you see on the screen use, I like to say screen use costume, but screen use look in general, it's much darker and it brings out that punchiness to that bright yellow eyeball that he has. So definitely agree there. That needs to be adjusted for sure. And yeah, and the soundtrack was freaking incredible. Like, what a soundtrack, dude.
Yeah, the soundtrack was really good. Another
Really
thing I
good.
like that she's magnetic as well. I know it's a random
Yeah,
comment, but I like that she's magnetic because you wouldn't want to have to rely on those vines holding her in place. So that's
I
cool.
agree. It's like a bit of security, and also it's kind of a dual purpose thing because you can have the bow magnetized on his back. I'll
Oh
say
yeah,
this:
yeah, yeah.
this is not that much of a spoiler. He doesn't have the bow for very long in the film, so I have zero interest in displaying him with that. I think Hot Toys solution is good enough. Obviously, in the film, you guys have seen the trailer. If you haven't seen the film yet, it's like you're not going to replicate that in 6 scale. Even like fusion reactors, they could probably get somewhat close to it, but it's going to be very difficult because it's like a laser string essentially. It looks like a laser. So I'm cool with what Hot Toys did. I mean, and with the sword from the photos and the footage you'll see here, I think they made that paint bright enough to where I think it works. I think it works. Chris, since you just look so excited to talk about deck, I'm going to pull up Justin's video here. So something I want to point out that I kind of brought up earlier, guys, and you've seen people mention it in the chats. On display at Secret Base, there was a visible gap in the faceplate that we didn't see in the prototype photos. There could be a number of reasons for this. Number one, there could be some employee error there where they didn't fully push it in all the way. Maybe there's a secondary prototype. I don't know. Some people are claiming Photoshop. All I could say for sure is when you look at the prototype photos, you could still see those seam lines. They're just obviously not clearly as visible as they are here. But when I look at this here, guys, as someone who owns, again, so many Predator figures, none of the Predator figures I own have this much of a gap in the faceplate. None of them. And a more recent figure that has a full face removal, essentially, when it comes to the mandibles, is the Feral Predator. And the Feral Predator does not have this many gaps, or these obvious of gaps. So I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to say, if this actually is like an example of photoshopping from Hot Toys, I don't think the final product's going to look like this. I don't. We just base it on purely on history from Hot Toys with Predator figures. None of them have gaps like this. There is a visible seam line, but not a gap. And again, when these photos, or excuse me, when this footage first came out, you look at like the bridge of his nose. It looks like it's not pushed in all the way to me. Like either that or there was, maybe there was some photoshopping involved. But to me, it's like when you look at it from the front, it just looks like it's not pushed in all the way. Like something's not right there. I don't know what it is. And obviously, everything that we're saying is just speculation. We don't know for sure. But Chris, I think this is something, and I want to jump to Chris real quick, Mike. Hold that thought for a second.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Chris, this is something that I think, even if you haven't seen the film, or you're not a fan of the franchise, I think this is something that you could probably speculate on and comment on, because I know you've seen the photos and I know you've seen the posts.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on this? Like seeing the difference in the prototype here, seeing those like visible gaps at certain angles, like what do you chalk this up to?
Yeah, I kind of, just get to hear your thoughts off of it and kind of trust your judgment on what you think and given the history. And even not just history of Predator, you look at history with anything, they're always changing things for better or for worse. Like the final product could come out worse, could come out better. However, it's shown like when it's bad at first, it can get better instead of really good at first, and then you get that downgrade and everybody gets upset. So
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with what you said, and obviously you see it right there. Product shown is not final, like, so can't ever be too hard on it because you have to give them a chance to fix it. As far as his overall look, it's not my favorite thing in the world. Again, that's probably because I don't understand the film. I think the sword is badass. Don't know how it like it works in the film, but it looks cool. And I'm just so used to the way classic Predators look that's why this guy just looks so different to me.
No, for sure. And again, if
Like more ancient. That
Yeah,
makes
and
sense.
this is not like a comment on what just Chris is saying, but if you're on the fence about this film strictly based on how he looks, please give it a chance and watch the film, because so many people, including myself, I wasn't like on the fence of like, oh, I'm not seeing this Disney crap, but I was like, it's not how a Predator normally looks, but there's got to be a reason for it, right? There's got to be a reason Dan's doing this to us. And there was, and for me it worked. And
Hey, I
again,
was the first to say, man, when I saw the trailer when we went to go watch,
you said it was
Thrawn,
badass. Like I'm
that
not,
trailer, yeah, it
I'm
looked
not.
enticing.
That's not like I said. It's not a dig at you. I want everybody to give it a chance because it's such a fun film. And
Yeah, I'd see it not in the movie, like if it came on Disney Plus or something,
Yeah.
because I'm not deep into it, but I'd give it a chance for sure.
Yeah. So Sal asks, Hot Toys Hotline, what are the chances they scrap this idea and give us a secondhand salt? 0. Only because they've never done that in the past. Their bread and butter with Predators is always swappable mandibles. Because here's the thing, right? And someone had asked me this before. All right, let's say you get a second head sculpt. Are they then going to trash the idea of swappable mandibles, having open mandibles and closed mandibles? No. So regardless, you're going to have a seam line. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can have a helmeted sculpt with the biomask, but then you're also going to have another sculpt, and you're going to want swappable mandibles. So I think there's a 0% chance. Sorry to like shut you down like that. I just don't. It's not going to happen. But Mitchell said it best. Guys, it's going to be okay. It is going to be okay. I have full confidence that whether this was them not pushing in it all the way, whether this was, hey, we photoshopped our photos a little bit, which would be kind of a sneaky move. Regardless, it is not going to release like this. And this is coming from somebody that calls out Hot Toys on a lot of stuff. Hot Toys is not going to do that. They're not going to do that. This figure is going to sell like crazy. This is going to be a great seller for them. And because of that, they're going to want it to release in a good manner because they're like, hey, we got a lot of money from this sucker. Let's make sure it's right. So I'm fully confident, guys, that this is going to be a hit. I just know it. Do I think they're going to adjust the paint? I hope so. I don't know for sure. And you can see in these photos, in this darker lighting, it does look a bit better. But still, it's just too pink. It's too light, especially you could see it in the arms there. I don't think they're going to adjust it. But yeah, JB, in a perfect world, we would get 3 head sculpts. There would be, and the way they could work that is you only get those 2 hair pieces, so you can kind of cut down on the cost a little bit. But 2 different unhelmeted sculpts with different expressions, and then sculpt with the biomask on it. That would be the perfect scenario, but it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? But again, I think it's going to be adjusted. I want to jump to you, though, Mike. Again, I know Chris didn't have too much to say about it. I want to jump to you, though, Mike, because I know you had some thoughts, but yeah.
No, I was just going to say the eyes look a little bit better here, but they were like glowing in the movie, like you said. So,
right. Yeah.
Yeah. They could be brighter. I don't know why why they didn't make the center of the faceplate. I wish you could see my cursor, but go up to his brow ridge there.
Yeah,
like it should have just, you know what I mean?
I guess because it's a bit lumpy there. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it would have looked.
Maybe they'll change it
more
that
obvious. Way. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, the imperfections we talked about, or you mentioned, I can overlook. And the funny thing is, like, even though, sometimes things are the wrong color and they look bad because of it. This is the wrong color and it just looks screen inaccurate, but it doesn't look bad. Like on the shelf, this would still look really cool.
Right. And that's kind of what I was getting at earlier.
I could, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
I could get over it. I don't like making excuses for Hot Toys inaccuracy. I'm not doing that. It's just some things are deal breakers and some things aren't. And I haven't seen any deal breakers yet because I know they'll make that. I believe that they'll make the seams less noticeable. And I do believe that this was user error. But I also have other Predator figures, and I know and I see the gaps, and they don't really bother me. So
yeah, like I said, every Predator figure I've owned, it's like you can see the seam. The seam is there, but nothing.
Yeah, I don't mean gap. I meant to say seam.
Nothing is like egregious like this. Another thing I didn't point out earlier, I didn't even put this out of my video, and I wish I had mentioned it. I wish they would have done like a little clear rod coming up off of Deck's gauntlet to have this blade here floating, because that's how it comes out of his gauntlet in the film. It raises up out of the inside and opens up.
Yeah,
I didn't even think of that in my video, and then after I filmed it, I was like, shit, they didn't add like a little thing to have it like displayed on his gauntlet. But yeah, so it's cool that they have Thea display with it again when you see the movie. I don't want to spoil anything, but you'll see why. It's not really a huge spoiler, but just a little plot point.
I wish we could spoil the movie though. I'd love to talk about this with the chat. Have their input on what things they liked and didn't like.
I know. So something I want to show here, shout out to MRC Collection Ventures. This was brought up by Bailey, and I wanted to hold that thought until we got to this, but Hot Toys did actually put the biomask on deck and pull the mandibles out of the display completely, I think. And I don't think that's like an attempt to cover anything up. I think that's their way of saying, like, look, we know that you guys are pointing this out. This is not the final product. And again, like Mike said, we're not making excuses. And again, I will be the first person to dig on Hot Toys if they screw something up. But I just know what they're capable of with the Predator figures and what they've delivered for years and years and years. They're going to fix it. Or, again, if it's some sort of user errors, whatever it is, I think Hot Toys is like, let's just shut people up for now and let's just put the biomask on them. With that said, no one, for the most part, is going to display him with the biomask. Unless you really like that cloak look. Spoiler alert, he doesn't wear the biomask for basically any of the film other than the intro to the character in the beginning. So you're not really going to see a lot of people use the biomask on him. So I think the reason that they have him in this way, they just want to quiet people down for now and kind of avoid the additional comments about the faceplate, which could be a good or bad way to handle it. I don't know. But I think it'll be okay. Now, so, to answer Lane's question from earlier, I didn't forget Mr. Lane. He asked, like, do you think we'll get, because I think you can assume that Thea has a second half to her. She's not just a torso. So people are wondering if they'll do a full-bodied version of Thea, and maybe they will. And then, like, the other version, I should say other character, but kind of another version of her, Tessa, who's like the main villain in the film, I think she's very much on the table. I hope that because this film is doing pretty well and that this figure is probably going to be pre-ordered pretty heavily, I really hope we get Najor, which is the father, and we get Quay, his brother. I would shit myself, literally. I just crap my pants right there. I told Mike this. Like,
do it on stream when they do a live announcement.
Just pull my pants down and just crap right on stream. But
and they're so much bigger than him too, so like it would be cool to have a couple more big Predators.
I know. And like I told you, Mike, like I really enjoyed, the little bit that we saw of Quay and like his brotherly relationship with Dex. So I'm all in, dude. If they give us a Quay, I'd be super hyped for that. Yeah, and unfortunately, Armand, that is like the worst Predator announcement in the past 2 years, based on an accuracy standpoint. Watch my video if you haven't already. If you have some time on the Jungle Hunter Predator 2.0, I tore that thing to bits. Yeah, I'm hoping, dude. And I will say about the shout out to 1/6 Lovers, by the way. I know 1/6 Lovers. He had put on his story like, "Hey, what's going on with this faceplate?" And he shared a picture of it, and JC Hong liked his story, so he's aware of it for sure. Not to mention all the other comments people were making, but we know he's aware of it. So we'll see, dude. Like I said, I want to give you guys some confidence just based on what they've done in the past. It'll be okay. It'll definitely be okay. Nah, dude, we can't. I want people to be able to see it. It's one of those films I loved it so much. And yeah, a lot of people were hoping for that one. Maybe with the potential full-bodied Thea, we'll see that. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really solid final product. I think they're going to make some adjustments to it. Another thing I mentioned about Thea, I feel like the rips on the bottom of her clothing could be a little bit more natural looking, which I felt like they've done a great job with, like Terminator, especially on his outfit, making it look natural and not like machine cut. So hopefully people are talking about how bad Tessa was. Like, bad isn't how good she looks. That's crazy. Didn't know that was a thing. Did not know that. So is that pre or post her final look? I think the final look would change your opinion on that. But and another thing that was pointed out is the no die cast gauntlet blades. It sucks, but Hot Toys has done that for the past 3 now, including this one. So obviously, for these more complex blade designs, we're not gonna get a die cast. So it is what it is. I like that the sword folds up, though. I like that the bow folds up. I also hope they fix the handle color on the bow. It's supposed to be like a white, not like an ivory, like stained looking ivory. I don't know why they chose that color, but that's crazy. You guys are crazy, man. You guys are absolutely crazy talking about how good. I didn't know that was a thing. People got a thing for robots, I guess. But we're gonna move on from deck. I could talk about this forever. Final thoughts,
Oh,
guys.
dude, it's a thing.
Beautiful
Really?
figure.
Oh
Beautiful.
my
Yeah,
god! Not for one moment was I like, hey, now, oof. Okay, God bless,
Yeah,
man.
me either.
the
I
wife,
mean,
the wife
to be fair,
knows
though,
somebody she used to work with who was attracted to Optimus Prime.
I'm not attracted to robots, but Elle Fanning,
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Elle Fanning, I'm gonna give her some
Okay.
points.
No,
there.
I'm laughing at what Chris said.
She is. Yeah, Chris is. There's something wrong with him, dude. Right. Yeah.
I'm not making it up, dude.
The IRL version, bro. I saw some memes where it was saying like Deck ate all that cake because she's half a body. He's like Deck ate up all that cake. It's crazy. But moving on, Chris, I'm gonna let you head this discussion because I feel like you haven't been able to talk about a lot because it's not a lot of stuff you're into. But this is something that I know you like. This is something I know you like, so I'm gonna let you head this discussion off, and then I will stay quiet and let you share your thoughts on it. Yeah, let's hear your thoughts on this, dude. And is this something that interests you at all? Are you still holding out for maybe some 1990 stuff? Let's hear it, dude.
He's a turtle. I'll say that. No, I'm just no, I am. Dude. I'm just dying for somebody in 1/6 to just do the 90s films, man, from any of them.
Yeah.
I think what is this, Mondo, right?
This is Mondo. Yeah, this is Mondo. So they've only announced Donatello so far, but we saw another prototype. I can't remember of which turtle it was. By the way, price point, just to kind of aid in your thoughts, is $250. And this is a timed edition. It'll be up until December 2nd, so you have plenty of time to order it if you want to. Go ahead.
It looks kind of big. Is it 1/6?
Oh, it's 1/6. Yeah, these are 1/6. Look at
That's
that,
pretty
dude.
cool. The sewer part, dude.
Yeah. That is
Yeah, but he
really
doesn't
cool.
come with a sewer. Like I don't know why they
Yeah.
show that. And unless
Yeah.
that's for a
that's,
further a release coming down the line.
You
Another
come
turtle.
with pizza, at
Like a
least,
little
or something?
Dio. So
Yeah.
he comes with a lot of shit, to be fair. Like they got
I know
crystals.
that's usually why I like figures like this. Not necessarily they like come with a lot of accessories and stuff, and don't have to be like too crazy detailed, like no silicone present or anything, that other companies would do. But
Dude, these sculpts are phenomenal.
I can't tell based on my phone. I might have to pull it up on my. No, it's plastic. I thought the bandana was like fabric for a sec.
No.
I saw this in person, and
Oh, did you?
It's way better in person than it looks like on these pictures. It's really, really good. And the prototype, the unpainted one I saw was Leo. And
That's Leo. That's
yeah.
what it was. Okay.
I think that's my favorite. So that little teeth grin.
Yeah.
If I was, but not that one. I mean that one's cool too, but yeah.
Dude,
That's a lot of detail on the shell too. Man, it does look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. But at $250, I think I'm tapped out, and I'd rather like wait on it, considering my love for the turtles really stems from the 90s.
Chris, what did I tell you though? So I want 1990 stuff too from the 1990 film, but I also told you that the 1990 Shredder is a clown compared to this Shredder, and the Mondo Shredder. The little renders they showed that thing's gonna be nuts, and that's what's like shit. I'm like, do I get these and say screw the 1990 film?
No,
I don't know,
I
guys.
get that, but it's just the nostalgia factor to it. Like I can agree to that part, but it still won't beat me like watching.
Why do they keep showing him with the damn
film.
sewer, dude?
Maybe he comes with just the sewer plate.
I don't know. Let me see. I don't think he comes with anything of this.
I had a look earlier and I didn't see it anywhere. Yeah, it's really unfortunate they keep showing it with him if he doesn't come with it.
Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that's how that worked. That's pretty cool.
They got the swappable eyes, yeah.
That head sculpt is cool. Fucking nuts, man. That's a really good
I'm telling you, they do look really. It is enticing, but
I mean, this is definitely an homage to the film.
Yeah.
It's their own thing, but
it comes with a fanny pack.
Yeah, I like what NECA does, but they're just not big enough.
Well, yes, if NECA just you don't have to do anything new. just take those figures, upscale them, and you're done. You know, like they're perfect.
So I will tell you
Who
this.
did those quarter scale one? Was it quarter scale?
That's NECA. Yeah,
That's
NECA did the
NECA too.
quarter
Yeah,
scale.
that's what I thought.
Yeah. NECA does a lot of quarter scale. They've done a lot of horror. They did Keaton Batman. Like, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna give you guys a forewarning, and I'm not saying this is gonna happen with this, but it happened. The final product for the Mondo They Live, they messed up the glasses so bad from the prototype. So Doggy Dot Customs, I'm sure some of you guys are familiar with him. He does like amazing custom work. He sculpted most of the accessories for that figure. He did the glasses. He did the gun belt across his chest. He did the belt itself, or the holster for the belt. He did the shotgun. He did basically all the accessories that come with it, and they made them so thick in the production version. So I'm seeing these super thin glasses here. I have a feeling those are going to come out way thicker than they look here, because these are super thin, and they really botch those glasses that come with the Nada. So keep that in mind. Some of this stuff, you know, based on what I've seen with Mondo's production for the more realistic looking accessories and stuff, they do kind of botch it in the final product. So I expect that if you're buying it for those glasses, you'll be a little disappointed. I don't think they're going to turn out that thin. I just don't see it. But maybe they'll surprise us. So this is $250 before like taxes and shipping and everything. So you're going to be in it for $1,000 most likely for the set if they keep the price point the same. And then Shredder, you're looking at, and maybe they'll do Splinter. I don't know. I don't know how far they'll go with it. Yeah, you ain't seeing out of those glasses that come with the Mondo version, that's for sure. But I know Doggy Doc, I talked to him. He said he's going to do a run of the glasses, because obviously he probably was like, damn, like I did a good job on these, and they really screwed him up in the final production. So, yeah, I'm excited to see whenever he puts up that run, because I'm going to be grabbing that for sure. Yeah, forehead sculpts is nuts. I will say this, as a recent release from Mondo that I got that was very, very impressive is that creature from the Black Lagoon. They absolutely killed it with that figure. Granted, the guy that led the project, Beta Metalli, is like a legendary custom horror sculptor. Like, he does amazing work, and it was destined for success from the beginning because of who they brought on to work on it. But they did a fantastic job on that one. I'm really happy with the final product. And yes, here's a link from Big Dog Pound if you want to pre-order this. It is available now for $250. Like I said, it's available till December 2nd, I believe. Yep, right here. Sorry, I scrolled right past it. So December 2nd at 11:59. So once the clock strikes 12, you can't pre-order it anymore. But right now you can, and you have some time to think about it. Keep in mind, Mondo does not take NRDs, at least on these figures they don't. So you do have to pay up front. They do have shop pay and stuff where you can pay in full, but just keep that in mind. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about that. Really exciting. I don't know if I'm going to be getting it or not. I'm leaning towards no, but I have so many people asking me about it in PMs and saying, hey, come on, dude, you should get it. You should get it. So we'll see. One thing I did want to share before we end out the stream here, InArt announced their Black Friday event, as you can see, starting on the 28th of this month and going all the way to the 7th of December. If you're looking at this silhouette here, two figures in particular that we've been waiting for pre-orders for in 1/6. You got the Hathaway Catwoman. We got Daryl Dixon here, which we know was going up soon, as they mentioned on a recent stream. And you got Batman. I'm guessing these are 1/12 scale here, but I can't really tell. I'm assuming those are 1/12 scale. But yes, we do have our Daryl Dixon and I'm assuming it's a mix of both, because you got InArt 1/12 here, and then you've got InArt's regular 1/6 scale logo that they use. So excited to see these go out for pre-order. I know Chris is interested in at least the Daryl Dixon. I think you're still considering getting that Daryl Dixon to go with the trio. Just not gonna say anything.
You already know the answer, bro.
I mean, the chat might not know your answer. That's crazy.
Daryl's coming home. We've been waiting on this one.
That's great. Chris is just like, dude, the people in the chat might not know. You got to tell them. You got to show your
I
excitement.
think they should know. We talked about it.
That's crazy.
Walking Dead. It's Walking Dead. Now we
Yeah.
just need a smashed pumpkin head of Glenn, and it's set.
So, that's crazy. How does that work, Sal? Like, are they automatically going to retroactively add them, or do you have to reach out to them and say, hey, I bought these points on Queen. Can you move these over to my account? How does that work? I'm very curious.
They already added all my previous orders I did through them was added.
Liar.
I'm not lying.
I must have a fair bit of
looked
points then, because I got MJ from them. I got Wukong from them.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's only direct, isn't it?
Those were all direct purchases, though.
No,
Yeah, I
I
got
mean like to get the rewards from them, it has to be
I mean,
direct.
I would assume so.
That's what
yeah.
yeah. And I did all the little free stuff too when I was
My
signing up.
account,
Like
my account better be full of rewards.
I had
points.
already been doing everything
Okay.
mostly asked. Like it was like follow our Instagram, you get like 5 points. What I was already following them, so click the link. It just took
I
close it
didn't.
up.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that, but it's good to know. It's good to know. So, guys, if you bought directly from Queen at any point, expect some rewards to fill your account. But
Yeah, you just have to like confirm or at least go to the rewards page, and when you start, it just like automatically showed like my order history, how many points I got for it, and then how many points that I have currently.
makes sense. Makes sense. So yeah, guys, check your in-art accounts if you purchase directly from them. See what you got rewards wise. I better have a fair bit because I freaking I pre-ordered quite a few figures from them.
I think it's cool. You can choose what to use your points towards too. Like they got coupons for shipping. They got like if you want 5% off a figure, 10%. Like depends on how much you have, obviously, but
Yeah,
it's
makes
cool
sense.
to like put it where you want it spent. It's not just like sideshows rewards where it comes off of the main price, not the discounted, and then you still get hit with the tax and stuff. It's like they're
Yeah,
specifically
that's
asking
cool.
you where you want
Yeah,
it to come off.
I like that. Guys, that's gonna wrap it up though. Thanks for hanging out. I know it's a busy time right now. It's so crazy. Like once football season hits, you look at all these streams and everybody's viewership is down because everybody's distracted and pulled another way. So I do appreciate anybody who's found the time to hang out with us. What an awesome stream! It feels just like yesterday that Mike was streaming with us all the time. So it was great to have him back. I feel like I'm gonna be a little cheesy. I feel like I'm at home. I got my boy back. I got my dude back. Maybe not
Me too, bro.
permanently, but whenever he can make it, he's always welcome.
As
You know
often as I
that.
can make it,
Yeah.
I'll be here.
But
Absolutely, man.
I know the people in the chat have missed you. I've had a couple people ask about you, and I'm like, Mike's doing great. Maybe one day he'll come back. So I'm sure those who maybe aren't here and we're hoping to see you, we'll see you on the replay. And
That's nice, man.
yeah,
Yeah, I
we
missed all you
definitely
guys.
miss your presence, dude. We miss your takes on things and your funny humor. And I'm glad you're able to make it on a night where we were talking about like Predator stuff and Alien stuff, because that's like I know your bread and butter, just like it is for me. It's something that
Yeah.
means a lot to you. And yeah, dude, it's an exciting time, and I just can't wait to see what else they do. I firmly believe we're gonna get an Artisan Ripley at some point. And I know Mike's gonna be glazing
Oh,
on
man.
everything. Mike's
I'll
just
be
gonna like
glazing all over that.
fill his room with glaze, and his wife will have to like pry him out of the glaze because he's gonna be so coated. He's gonna be stuck to the floor.
I can't.
Mike? What did I say to you on the voice message when Deck was announced? I said I'm glazing on myself. I'm glazing on the floor.
Oh yeah.
I'm glazing everywhere. So I firmly believe that Mike, we're gonna have to like send an SOS like life alert to his house whenever they announce an Artisan
Yeah.
Ripley, especially when it comes with a
Yeah,
power
it's gonna be
loader.
Yeah, definitely. It's gonna be a very awkward time around my house. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, what happened, dude? You got some stuff on your face.
Ectoplasm. Yeah.
The Ghostbuster goop. But yeah, guys, as always, check out. I think your name. Did you change your name to the real Mike Latour? Is that your name on Instagram now? Did you change it to that? I think I saw that, right? Or is it still Thrawn's office?
Wait, what?
Did you change your name on Instagram?
Yeah, I temporarily changed it for something funny I'll tell you about later.
meme.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
But regardless, normally he's Thrawn's office, so you can find Thrawn's office
Yeah,
in the
it'll
description
probably go
as
back to
always,
that.
guys. Check out Chris did a short video. He just opened his Grievous. That figure's insane, dude. Insane figure. Like, if you bought that sideshow one and you're like, this is a piece of shit, Hot Toys really corrected a lot of their mistakes. And what I love about it so much is the way the arms split in the middle. Dude, it's such a great figure. It's not perfect, but it's very good. And Chris was really happy about it too. So if you're getting Grievous, you're waiting for a sideshow to ship yours. It should start shipping soon for everybody because I got mine from Sideshow recently.
Yeah, that's where I got mine.
Yeah, and another thing with that, I did speak to Topo about potentially doing a faceplate, eyeballs, and even maybe a cloak. So that's something they're also considering. I would love to see that because those eyeballs could be better. And the faceplate, I don't know why they made those decisions with like the streak of of poop across his face, as people are calling it. They need to go back to the drawing board on that one, but unfortunately it's too late. But Thrawn's orifice, that's crazy. That's his new name, dude. You just picked his new name for him. Yeah, so guys, check out Chris, his channel, link in the description. He just did a short video, and then he's always doing something on his channel, whether it's like a goofy little, like, we call him like thirst trap shorts, because he does these like these little sexy
Do it on
shorts
purpose
of
now.
General Grievous and Palpatine, where it's got some like crazy song that doesn't match at all.
Doesn't even pertain to the universe.
Yeah, so check it out. You can see Chris like slowly peeling the cape out of the plastic and just trying to be a goofball. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up. As always, thank you for being here again. Sorry about the 2-week hiatus, but I think we came back on a great week for some really exciting stuff, and we'll see what we get announced next. We can only go up from here. Hopefully, Chris and I are hoping for that Ares from Thrawn, so we'll see if that eventually happens or not. We'll see.
Please.
Yeah. Apologies for my crappy audio, guys. Sorry I kept freezing all night. Chat.
It got a
was trying
lot
to
better,
interact
to
with
be
you, but,
fair.
yeah, like, man. Anyway,
It's all
love
good.
you guys, man.
Yeah, take care, guys, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. EST.